terms of penalties or dishing out penalties, so the driver's got to be extra careful for those. So we are just waiting for when the qualifying will start. Qualifying will start possibly in about 4 minutes' time.
So who do you think is going to be, who's your pick for maybe qualifying at the moment? Who do you think's got the 1 lap pace to in either class? Let me just run down the order of the of who's entered in each class. So I believe in the Peugeots, the P1 class, so to speak, this week we have Wile E. Coyote, Yogurt J, Daryl B, Reno, Techno Guy, Clapero GT, Josh Inman, that must be Inman, CSX Steven, Cro-Magna, La Bomba Negra, Why Not Sean, Venom Snake, Darth Nihilus, and Slimy Can. Wait, has audio been off the whole time? Have we been off? Oh, cool. Right. So that's your P1. That's your P1 class. So who of that do you fancy for pole position, Savu?
It's got to be Inman. Has to be Inman. He's passed all the way through. It's a no-brainer. Although there's a guy that I don't think you've actually mentioned who's making I think it's his debut. It's the AJC champion, Darth. Darth is going to have a go in this.
Yeah. So we see the AJC champion. He showed his mettle. My teammate in AJC actually. He showed his mettle in these high downforce cars, the Super GT cars, and I think the P1s also, they're kind of extremely fast because of all that downforce, and maybe this is Darth's strength. Maybe this is where he can take the fight to Inman, and we know how good Darth is. We know how good Inman is. Maybe see Steven. I think he won a Super Formula race at Suzuka last week, which sadly I wasn't in the booth for. Those very high downforce cars, Steven, this might be one of his big strengths as well. And we could see a 3-way fight for pole position, but we can maybe someone like I think Clapero GT, I think that must be Kevlaro. I think Kevlaro was also very good last week. Maybe he's finding some more pace. Maybe someone like Techno Guy could challenge for pole. I was seeing him posting some decent lap times the other day. So, you only have 2 laps to do at Le Mans because it's such a long track. So, if someone manages to screw up their first or second lap, and maybe they have to take it too cautious on the second lap, it's all to play for. This track, anything could happen.
You could also say La Bomba's got a shout for pole. He's been running quite quick. I think he did a 3:17 in practice. So we are getting about a minute to go until qualifying gets underway. I think in the GR3s, I think that was what you were supposed to be in, but I take it you're not in it yet.
I'm just I'm unfortunately just at the PC, so I've got the stream, and that's all I can see. Because my PlayStation's just not set up. But in GR3, I can tell you who's racing in GR3. We have Harlex, Trey Gamer.
The Citroen.
Sorry?
The guy who's driving the Citroen.
Harlex is in the Citroen, so that's interesting because he was in the Porsche and he was practicing the Porsche all week, and he's made the late switch to the Batmobile, the Citroen.
I think Chile might have told him just go Citroen. It's a lot quicker.
Yeah, I can imagine a few things being quicker than the Porsche around Circuit de la Sarthe. But then you have Trey Gamer, who I don't know what he's driving, but he's proving to be quite quick. You have Law, who I believe is also in the Citroen.
He's driving the Sandy Bowl Citroen. He's driving the car that he raced in season 4 that got a podium at Brands. And
so are you in Hollix's lobby?
No, I'm in Nuggy's lobby. Sorry, I'm in Techno Guy's lobby.
Yeah, I thought so.
I was watching the practicing with Lord and that, and what cars they were driving. So I was just trying to remember by heart what cars they were in.
Yeah, no, that's good memory there, Savi. But so Harlech's in the Citroen. Trey Gamer, I'm not sure what car he's going to be in, but we'll see pretty soon. Law in the Citroen as well. Kofi in the Corvette.
Yeah.
He's showing some serious pace around this track. Chris, I'm not sure what Chris is driving, but he might be in the Aston Martin.
Yeah, it was the car that he raced at the AGC. It's
a very, very quick car in a straight line. And yeah, maybe you can find something there. Then you have Thunder Pig, Jerry Bear. You have, I think, Merlin Super. Sorry?
No, that Mercedes.
Yeah, and then the ninth entry in GT3 is Julie's Maximus. I'm not entirely sure what he's driving at the moment, but we'll find out soon enough, as I think the P1 qualifying is underway.
Indeed it is. First out is Ugarte, the Dutchman, in the Belgian, followed by Le Bomba, and then Inman out there in third. Just waiting for me into this Tetra very easy corner to pick up penalties, and now on to this long straightway. And if we see a few people fuel burning, which the Bomba is doing. So Ugarte's just going out full on attack.
He's not waiting around for anybody. He wants to get
back here. Wiley and Inman are all sort of battling back here. All sort of settled out. Some of them have gone. Pro Magnus left the room. I don't know if he's had like some sort of pit glitch there.
Possibly. So we'll have to see if maybe I'd imagine that they would continue with qualifying, and then Crow would just get extra time at the end, based on when he rejoined the lobby. Venom Snake's also left the lobby.
I wonder if it's just pit glitches then for them.
Yeah. I mean, we are seeing a lot. This is a full lobby right now. There are 14 Peugeots on track, so maybe the GT Sports servers. We've had issues with them in the past. Maybe they're not too happy at the moment.
Then here Ed Stevens sitting third in the championship, just leaving the PlayStation chicane and then onto on RDAs. You said he's probably your pick maybe to win or get pole position. Did you say?
I think he can challenge. I think, it's what you said earlier. Yeah. Can anyone take pole away from Inman right now, who's just putting in, he's the class of the field at the moment, and he posted a lap the other day on Discord. I believe the link to it is in chat somewhere. And yeah, I was just watching how beautifully he was able to glide through the Porsche curves, and how he exploited the track limits to the absolute maximum. So I just wonder if anyone can get even close to that, then I think they can be quite happy.
Well, it's nice to see Pro Magda back out on track. So I think he's got like an extra 2 minutes in his hand, and I'm just seeing Venom on my screen, and he is out and ready. So he's got nearly about 3 minutes of spare time left in him. As we'll just see, and there he is there, shown on your screen, making his way through.
That's a nice livery that Venom's got, actually. I think it's white with a kind of it's got the purple stripes down the sides and then on the back. It's reminiscent of, it's kind of like the Peugeot livery itself, but with very different colours. As we see, Yogurt is about to start his first flying lap.
Yeah,
now, Savvy, talk us through where you want to be braking for the Dunlop chicane, the first corner.
I'll let you know when he brakes. He'll be braking.
He overshoots it a bit. He goes very wide into Dunlop, compromises him for the second apex, and now, getting on the power. As you see, Wiley hugging the pit walls as he starts his first flying lap.
Just looking at Ugarte's line going into Dunlop, he didn't take a good line. He was in the middle of the track. You need to be on the right-hand side there. Looking at Wiley.
We see Wiley hooks it up very nicely at Dunlop as Kevlaro is about to start his first flying lap. So they are filtering in from their outlaps, and now they've got enough space. They can go put the hammer down. Kevlaro, how does he take Dunlop? Braking just before the advertising board, I believe, and then he clips the curve beautifully and gets a great exit.
On the exit too, you don't want to run
Yeah.
all four wheels off the track, otherwise that's like another half a second penalty. Now that is the S as he's just gone by. Now into Tetra Rouge. Again, a little dab on the throttle, maybe down a gear possibly.
He takes that really nicely. Carries a lot of speed through Tetra Rouge, and gonna carry a lot of speed onto the Mulsanne straight. I wonder if he's left enough space for Reno because he really hooked it up nicely through there. It should be enough. As he approaches the braking point of, there's a green man on the left-hand side. That will be his braking point for the first chicane. Can he clip the curves nicely again? I believe so. That's very smooth from Kevlaro so far. A little bit squirmy on midway through the chicane, but gets back on the power nicely. Inman has also started his first flying lap, and he's just coming out of Tetra Rouge. And so all of the cars, most of the cars who have in class are now on the Mulsanne straight somewhere or another. So that straight, broken up by chicanes, but still gargantuan. It's huge, isn't it? You're on the spot for so long.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't include those straightaways, I think that long straight, I mean, the chicanes, the straightaway itself is probably like, I want to say like 3 miles long, possibly.
Incredible.
It's long, it's like an 8-mile track around here. One of the most historic racetracks in the world, this too. Look at him, Ugarte then making his way through that Arnage.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's coming up towards the Porsche curves. Now this is my favourite part of the track. Way, I think it's most drivers' favourite part of the track, but the way you flow in and out of the corners. So he runs wide to get a good entry into the first one. He misses the apex, but still is able to carry decent speed, I believe.
5th gear, down to gear to 4th.
Yeah, I can't actually hear what is the visual. He's
pushing at 140 miles an hour through the Porsche curves. Now past
he's missed a lot of curves, but then, he's not got any penalties so far, so that's the first hurdle done. So whatever lap time he does now, he'll think, right, I can definitely do better than that. I missed a few apexes here and there. And Hubert runs up to the line.
22.528, that is for Ugarte. But don't forget, he had made some mistakes at Porsche, at Dunlop. Just looking now at Wiley, he's just coming across the Ford chicane now. See if he beats the time by Ugarte. Looks like he is going to. Yeah, he does indeed. 1.6 quicker, 3 minute 20.9. Then it'll be Darth who goes to the point, 3 minute 18.4 for the Mexican. Now we're waiting for Technoguy to come across the line. He's going to stay in 4th position. Reno goes to 2nd. Kevlaro goes to the point with a 3:18.3, only a tenth quicker than Darth. Now we're just waiting for Why Not Sean as he's making his way towards the Nissan Blanche. And you're looking here at Inman. I'm just keeping an eye out on what Sean's time is.
Inman running the track limits, the absolute limit on the exit of Corvette Corner, and now he's running up to the final chicanes, the 4 chicanes. So cuts the curve nicely and then cuts it a lot here. You want to cut it a lot and use a lot of the exit curve and runs up to the line, and of course goes straight to the top.
3 minutes 16.0, 2.3 seconds ahead of Kevlaro.
Wow.
The Bomber goes 4th. 3 minute 18.9.
So the beauty of this qualifying is that drivers basically know. So it's 14 drivers in the lobby. They know exactly what the cutoff is, and that will be the top 7 drivers make it through to the streamed race, the streamed 90 minutes, lobby A. So they will know that exactly who they're up against in terms of getting into that race, into that top split. Unlike they would have done in the previous races, where they would have just had to chase almost a ghost, like wonder who in the other lobby was running what times. Now they've got a direct comparison. They can really battle each other on track.
About a minute to go until the end of the qualifying session. Just looking here at Stephen making his way towards the Ford curve. He's got another lap to do, but he did make a little mistake at Arnard. There's a lot of curb on the exit there, some gravel on the exit. Improve, but he will go 2nd though, only a second away from Inman, so he needs to cut out those mistakes.
Only a second away from Inman.
Only a second.
Only a second away from Inman. That's not a lot at all.
Look at Venom, sorry. So yeah, and there's Crow. He's just fuel burning, but I think he's only just going to have one lap riding on board then with Crow.
He'll get more time if he had to rejoin the lobby for sure.
Yeah, he will get more,
I think he'd get an extra 3 minutes, so he might be able to do 2. I reckon Crow can do 2 laps. Now, how does he take it? So he runs very wide, but he tries to carry a lot of speed, but then runs the second apex very narrow, compromising him there.
Qualifying is now finished, so Venom and Crow will get an extra 2 and 3 minutes on their lap time. Inman still leads the way, but he's got a 1.9 second penalty, so he has to bear that. Stephen in second, then his C6 buddy Kevlar in third, Darth in fourth, La Bomba fifth, Rito sixth, Wiley in seventh, Why Not Sean eighth, Gertie ninth, Tenukai in 10th, and then Venom, who has posted his first lap, is nearly.
I'm missing. Are there 2 people missing from?
I only see 12. I don't see Darryl racing. I don't think Darryl was racing. And someone else.
Maybe Darryl's missing qualifying, but then you also have Slimy Cam, who I believe was racing last week at Suzuka.
Yes.
But I don't see him in this lobby, so I don't know if they're having technical issues or if they just overslept. But yeah, we've only got 12 P1s. I don't know if that changes the arithmetic in terms of who gets into the top lobby. I'd imagine it doesn't, but we'll wait and see to confirm on that one.
So you're just seeing people just making their way across the line there. So looks like this. Oh, Darth is. I just noticed that Darth is improved only by 3 attempts. So that will put him into third place. La Bomba now goes third.
Oh, La Bomba.
7. Yeah. Tell you what, is a dark horse here. He could be a threat here with that good effort that from La Bomba. Now,
so I don't see the times, but all I see is the order. So we have Inman top from Steven, La Bomba, but we have 2 drivers who are still completing laps. So
yeah, Venom first one.
Yeah.
They're actually catching up on another car. That might be Stephen, actually. Yes, Stephen is just approaching the Porsche curves now. I haven't seen if he's gone blue, but if he's it says he's purple, but he's 1.2 down. So I think Stephen is not going to improve. So it looks like it's going to be second place for Stephen. Although I could be wrong. It could be a little bit of a glitch, but we'll see what it will do here on the Ford curve while you're looking at Crow.
Yeah.
Just keeping an eye out on Stephen, see what lap time he does. Yeah, he's not going to improve. He's about 3 minutes 15, just exiting. So Stephen is not going to improve.
Yeah, but he'll still be happy to start. You know, he's easily made it into the live stream, and at the end of the day, it's Le Mans. It's a 90-minute race. Is qualifying that important, given how crazy the straights are, how long the straights are? You're going to see a lot of slipstreaming. So I don't think Stephen will be too fussed about starting from second, as Venom Snake goes quicker than Yogurtsi and goes into 10th place, and Crow
improves by nearly 8 seconds, but it's only good to put him in 12th place. I don't think we're going to show or Venom for that matter as well.
That's a shame for Crow.
As there's a bunch of Peugeots there at the first corner.
Yeah, a lot of Peugeots. So that's P1 qualifying. So Sarthe, do you want to run through the order there?
Indeed. Hold on a minute. Let me get the live timing up on my screen. So qualifying has ended. Inman will start on the pole position, 3 minutes 16. The only guy to be in the 3:16. So then Stephen a full second behind with a 3:17.074. La Bomba, stunning effort from La Bomba, with a 3 minute 17.859. I mean, he's only 8 tenths off of Stephen. But I mean, that's still nothing in a 90-minute race. Darth Nilus making it I think that's his first race at the championship, 3:18.131, and then Kevlaro in 5th, 3:18.336. There he is there. You can just see him just there. It's a bit like hibernating there, just hiding in the grass there. Rito in 6th, 3:19.270. Techno Guy in 7th, 319.891. Why Not Sean, 3 minute 20.491. Wiley Coyote, 3 minute 20.597. And then you got Venom Snake with a 322.230. And Yagati in 11th, 322.258. And Pro Magna, 324.576. So roughly, you know, the gap between first to last in the GR1 class is 8.5 seconds.
That's quite a lot. But I think part of that is just Crow.
He must have made mistakes.
He had issues at the start of qualifying, and then I know how much that when you are thrown out of a lobby and you have connection issues, it can really throw you off your game, throw you off your rhythm. So I don't think that's Crow on his full game. I think he's got a lot more pace, and maybe in the race we'll be able to see that. 90 minutes is a long race. Maybe he wants to start last in lobby B. In fact, I just realized we have the season sponsorships, of course. So Crow, I believe he's in a position. One of his main objectives this season is to pass a lot of people. He's got that sponsorship. So let me just check this and confirm that is indeed what he's chosen to do.
Do you know? I just realised, looking at those sector times that Crow was doing, the last two sectors he was actually He was actually quicker than like Inman and Stephen. I just noticed there. Well, actually, not the last sector. He was about 4 times slower, but he was roughly up there in the top half of the likes of Reno and Kevlaro with those last two split sector times. So
either he got a penalty, or he's just sandbagging to try and start last and then pass a lot of people to get that sweet sponsorship money. Because as we know, this championship isn't based on how many points you get just for placing in a race. It's also for, are you doing these specific objectives that the sponsors like and want to give you money for? So yeah, I think so he is with, yes, so his sponsor, one of his main sponsors, is Red Bull. Now the idea, if you pick Red Bull as your season sponsor, you have to gain 10 positions from your grid spot over the course of the season. So by starting last, he has the ability to gain more spots than, obviously, if you start from first, you can't gain any spots from the start, right? Mm-hmm. So he's playing the long game and saying, I'm going to show you a race. It's a shame though, because I think he's that's going to be away from the camera.
Yeah, it will be.
Maybe someone can hop into the lobby and talk us through how they're doing during the race.
I've just actually got the championship standings coming into the finale. So I've been seeing how bad Law's been doing in the previous two races at St. Croix and in the Super Formula Series. He still leads the way with €680,000, and he's what, €12,000 ahead of Inman. And I'm guessing Law is still up there, even though he's finished poorly. I'm guessing he's up there because of the objectives that he's completed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stephen in third with he's actually fallen quite a bit back here, 637,000. Then you've got Kofi, who's fourth, who is in a GR3 car on 601,000. Kevlaro 577,000, and then you got Crow on 570,000. And what you were saying there with that objective, trying to pass 10 cars a season, that could possibly pay dividends for him. Harlex in seventh with 558,000. Reno, I think he would just make the show, wouldn't he? There
we go. Look at this.
There you go. Look at this. Technology has changed the day.
Wow.
Holy moly. Look at this. Look at that. Jesus. Well, you can see it for yourself. I don't want to say anymore now. No, but you got Reno in
This is Arc moving to the 2020s right here with some fine graphic.
Indeed. Then you got Techno Guy in ninth with exactly 500,000, and then Wiley Coyote. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of Wiley Coyote, and I think unfortunately we're not going to see him in the stream, but he's there in 10th position.
Well, Venom Snake, so Matteo QZ in chat, who I believe is Venom Snake, has called out Wiley. He says, Wiley, you are my rival today.
Yes,
So,
because it's what it is. If I can remember correctly, whoever's like a position ahead and whoever's behind the guy in points, they are their rival. So I think Inman is Law's rival, and then Stephen is Inman's rival. Kofi is Stephen's rival, or whatever. Or Kofi's rival is Stephen. Kevlaro's rival is Kofi, and so on all the way down.
who's your rival, Sarthe?
No one, because no one. No one's my rival.
Yeah, Sarthe's too good. He doesn't have any rivals. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'm just looking down through order here. La Bomba in 15th here. He can get some good points here, or good money from this. Starting third in the grid. Don't know anything on the GR3 class, but unfortunately, so
yeah, we'll get the results pretty soon from from that.
Yeah, hopefully it won't.
My mind went blank for a second there.
Oh, sorry, mine does it all the time. So yeah, Tim was just saying in the chat waiting on the GR3 results, and then hopefully our broadcast producers are going to put it in the live stream like what they did with the standings there. Like, I'm quite impressed, you know.
I'm very impressed. As Inman pointed out in chat. Yes, so let me just read out the message that I presume Kev typed out in chat. So, just a heads up, you're now experiencing some concepts for our new streaming setup for Seasons 5, so enjoy. Sarthe, are you enjoying?
Well, you know, my hairs are erect. I am definitely looking forward to this. At the back of my spine. Nowhere else, you know, don't think dirty.
See, I tend to shave my hair there, so can't really get the hair standing.
I don't know if you want to, spit out there like.
That's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, okay then.
I think. Hello. So we have confirmation of results from GR3. So on poll, we have Kofi over 2 seconds back to. Oh wait, no, that's incorrect. Okay. These times are in a random order, so I'm just gonna try my best. So we have Kofi top on a 54.3. Then we have Trey Gamer in second on a 55.3. Then we have Harlex in third on a 55.5. Also, Trey is in the SLS. I just noticed that. That is bizarre. I've never seen that car used, but clearly Trey is doing something
what car's
to
he
make
got?
It quick. Sorry?
What car's Trey got?
Trey is in the SLS AMG, the other Mercedes.
Oh,
not the one that, not the meta one that we've seen in season 4, but
Actually, Matty did drive that. Matty drove the old Mercedes in season 4.
Okay. And then, so I don't know who we got up to, but Harlex was in third on a 55.5. Law in fourth on a 56.6. Jerry in fifth on a 59.3. Thunderpig in sixth on a 4-minute 0.1. Chris in seventh on a 4-minute 2.1. Julie's Maximus in eighth, I believe. Yeah, 8th on the 4-minute 3.8. And then Merlin Super in 9th on a 4-minute 7.5. I believe that's all of our runners. Yes. And so just to show you the range of cars that we've got. So we have Law and Harlex, who are both using the Citroen, good on fuel, good through the fast corners. So that's their strat will be save more fuel than everybody else. We have Kofi, who's just looking to yeet into the distance in that Corvette. He is a second clear of Trey in second place. So that's a tactic that works. We have Jerry in the AMG, Thunderpig in the Supra, the Toyota Supra. We have both Chris and Merlin in the Vantage, the Aston Martin, and Julie is in the Nissan. And I'm surprised we haven't seen more Nissans at this track because it's a bit of a rocket down the straight.
It is, yeah. I mean, going back to the first ARC race that I commentated in, it was Nissan GT 1 and 2 in their class when it was Kobu that won the race, and the boss himself, CJ, coming in second place. I think he was like 50 or so seconds behind Kobu. So I'm definitely surprised no one has went for the GTR around here, because that would have been a no-brainer to pick. But obviously they've gone for like cars that are fast for the straightaway, and hence the Corvette, hence the Citroen, hence the
the Nissan's a bit faster than those cars down the straight, so I am surprised. I'm not surprised to see the Corvette, because it's also the Corvette's also excellent on fuel. Not quite Citroen level, but it can do a very good job pulling with the low end torque that it's got. There we go. That's a technical term, I believe. But yeah, Kofi setting down the mark of 54.3. I kind of expected it given his practice times this week, but still to see him so far up the order is mightily impressive.
Indeed, yeah, definitely. And I mean, this is a guy who's fourth in the points, as you see there. So
yeah, I think Kofi's also looking for redemption from the last time we were at Le Mans, which was in the Endurance Series. Now, I don't know who else watched the stream for that race recently. I know I did, because I love watching myself race. I was in the LMP1 class that day. Made a couple of very stupid mistakes that we won't talk about. But yeah, Kofi, I noticed that he was gunning for the win right at the end there against Alex Gaming in the Citroen, Kofi in the Lexus. And they had that, as you said on the stream, NASCAR style run to the finish where they were bumping each other through the Porsche curves. Yeah. I mean, that was crazy. You meant 3 hours of racing all boiling down to the final 5 or 6 corners. Incredible stuff. I know it ended with Kofi sending Alex the Shadow Realm, but good sportsmanship was shown at the end there, with Kofi giving the position back. So Kofi looking for that win that eluded him last time, and setting the marker down very early.
Yeah, and he could do it there, considering his lap time there. This is just the makings of when Season 5 is going to start, which is sign-ups is going to be after Christmas. So don't forget to sign up for that, or if
I won't, Savvy.
Oh, well, you're competing in it, aren't you?
No, I won't forget to sign up. Thanks for reminding me.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying, if there's people that are watching this that are new, they want to get themselves involved, they can join the Discord chat. I think it's down below.
Yes. So the link to the Discord is in the description. Yeah, get involved. We want to see more races. And if you fancy yourself against some of our top boys, or you want to race any of our boys or girls, then feel free to join the Discord, get in a rookie series, and we'll see you on track.
So we're just seeing all the GR3 boys and some of the GR1 guys are leaving and joining for this 90-minute session here. Just seeing Trey Gamers just coming in here. Now, hopefully Trey Gamers is going to be a bit of a polite person, boy this time. We have to see him the penalties that we had last week. I think it was a combined total of about 44 seconds worth of penalties. So hopefully Trey's gonna be on his best behavior tonight.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm just looking at the the final grid order. So we have confirmation of the final grid. Kofi, actually, we thought he was going to start on pole position, but he had a 3-place grid penalty from Suzuka, so he's going to be starting 4th in class. That was the cutoff.
So was Nuggy. So was Hallex. Hallex also had a 3 grid place penalty too. Did he?
Yeah. It doesn't say that he has one here.
I'm positive I see that. I'm gonna have a look.
It doesn't. So I'm checking the race director chat, and Hallex does not have a 3-place grid penalty from that. Maybe we've mixed it up, or something's been forgotten.
No, I'm
but
positive. I'm positive Alex.
yeah, it's lucky that Kofi qualified on. He needed to qualify on pole because that was the cutoff. So yeah, we're going to see 7 P1s and 4 GR3s in the top lobby, and then in the second lobby we're going to be having 5 P1s and 5 GR3s. Alex has a drive-through. There we go. There we go.
Alex had a drive-through. My bad. Yeah, apologies.
Oh, and the information's on. Look at these graphics. They're beautiful.
Yeah, the confirmations are there on the screens to show you, but I'll still read them out. So as you said, they're Inman on the pole, Stephen, the Bomber, Darth, Kev, Reno, and Technical Guy. That's the 7 people that made it in the GR1s, and then Trey Gamer will start on the pole. Alex second, but he has to serve a drive-through on the first lap. Law 226 in his Sandy Bowl Citroen, and Kofi in the Chevrolet. And then in Group B, or Lobby B,
Wiley's on pole.
Yeah, Wiley Coyote on pole position. Guys sitting 10th in the championship, so that could be a good day here for Wiley. You got Venom in 11th, Ugerti, and I think those two are rivals too, Venom and Wiley, so that's going to be interesting to see who's going to come out on top between those two. Ugerti and Why Not Show him Free with place penalty, and Crow starting 5th and last in the class. Jenny Bell will start on the pole for the GR1s, Thunder, and then Chris, Julie's, and then Merlin, the new guy, in I can't remember what car he was driving in. So there we are. That is the full order.
Yeah. I'm just looking at that GR3 grid, and it is tasty. I know that there are only four cars, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking like anyone could win it. I know that Kofi's he's on pole by a bit of a margin, but in the race it could be a very different matter when slipstream comes into effect. We know how good that Citroen is at just sitting behind, biding its time, and then passing when the pit strategies all play out. So, well, it'll be interesting to see how Kofi can deal with being up against both Harlix and Law in the Citroen, and then Trey in the SLS. I'm just so shocked that someone that we have an SLS on pole in GR3. Like, incredible.
Technically second, but got the pole.
No, he's on pole.
Yeah, he's on pole. Yeah.
He was second quickest, but he's on pole. Pole's about where you start, not how fast you are. All right, someone back me up in chat.
Actually, what's the champion saying with this new graphics? What they're saying about it?
Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you like the new graphics? Do you think that? Yeah, I don't know. What do you like? What do you not like? Do you like Savvy? Yeah, they're not finalized, by the way.
Not final.
Kev's telling us on chat they're not final. They're not final graphics. There's more to come. Savvy, do you want to repeat that?
What was that? I'm sorry, I was just watching the Hindi.
Yeah. So the only finalized graphics are the stream starting soon graphics and the ones in the bottom left. So these spreadsheets and timesheets that we've got, I guess we could make them better, but a lot of it is still in production, and we're going to make it even nicer. Law in chat says it would be amazing if you get a live champs prediction during the race. I mean, we could probably get tables up, right? I believe that would be possible. No?
If you mean about
like mid-race, we could just make a manual table and then get it in race. But I think that would be. I mean, that's more up to whether we've got the team to do it. I
think in those situations, I think for season 5, I think it would be appropriate to have like the championship table when it comes to like the final round. If there's anything to play for, I think that would be more appropriate. I wouldn't mind if you have the table in the first round, because the table
in the first round isn't important.
Like the first few rounds will be important.
Yeah.
I think it's just the last round. It would be.
Yeah. The difficulty with this one is that the championship table is based off of prize money, and everyone's prize money is based off of different sponsorship objectives. This table, if we put it together, would be so complicated. I think if we did make it for season 5, I think it would definitely be possible to make, a live champs prediction during stream. But I also think, like, even if we just got the previous round point standings, it's one of those things you have it, and then at least you've got that information, and your live point standings can be, like, I don't know, worked out. We could just work it out on stream with the information given.
I'll probably do that because I'm quite good on maths.
Are you now?
Oh yes.
What's 5 squared?
25.
What's my birthday?
Anyway,
you're not very good at numbers, are you?
I don't know what it is your birthday. Like, what the fudge?
I know your birthday.
What?
2nd of August, Savvy.
That's absolutely wrong.
What?
It's the 1st of August, you numpty.
Oh.
If you were to give me like a darts number, I'd check out immediately. But anyway, we're getting off track here a little bit. Just wait and just checking for some power setting limits here. Oh, here we go. This is just a stop check, just to let you know. Obviously, you won't be seeing that. So then, who's your pick then in both categories?
Inman is looking a bit too good in LMP1, a second quicker than Steven. Not that that's anything that Steven should not be proud of, but Inman looks like he's driving just a faster Porsche, a faster Peugeot even. Like, he must have done something to his car, because he's or he's just eaten the right foods today. I don't know, but he's got something else. In GR3, I think we'll see Kofi come through, but it's anyone's race. And if any, we should be seeing just a bit of a slipstream train in that class. Nice, and if they do cluster together, then I feel for any prototype that wants to make their way through through the traffic, because that would be a bit intense.
Yeah, I think Kofi looks super quick in qualifying. Inman just looks super quick. I think it's hard to not pick them as a winner.
Yeah, but a rogue penalty in either category, if you run wide at Tete Rouge or the Corvette corner just once, it really sucks the life out of you. It upsets your rhythm. You lose for a half a second penalty. Burning it in the right way costs you 2 seconds. So yeah, penalty is extremely costly. I think this is a race more about, not just about pace, but also keeping your tires good, keeping your fuel good. It's 90 minutes, not getting into incidents, and then not picking up these pesky little penalties. I know, I was watching the stream back from the last Le Mans race we did, and it felt like half the time you cut to me, I'd run wide somewhere and picked up a half a second. Especially at Tete Rouge, that was my favorite place for a nice penalty.
I think there's going to be quite a amount of penalties going to be gifted at Tete Rouge.
Yeah. Yeah, the bane of my existence, all of our existence. But don't run wide. That's what they say.
Don't run wide, or do not shortcut it.
Yeah.
There you are.
I'm just looking at these graphics actually before the race starts, and they're awesome. But we just saw Willow Springs, and I'm thinking we haven't done any races there.
That's probably a good thing.
Well, I was thinking, would people like to do a race there? Because actually, would that be something that it's quite a short track? It would be very tight and twisty, and I don't know, it could be quite fun.
People will just not like the last corner. They hate the last corner.
Yeah. Yeah, the last corner, this long right-hander, it's a stupid corner. Especially if someone takes out the brake markers, then you're kind of blind. But I don't know, it should be... I was watching the Manufacturer Series races there earlier this week, and I know that Parlex appeared on Super GT's video from it, and the racing there looked quite fun in the Group 4 cars. You had trains of like 6 or 7 cars fighting for position, just ridiculous stuff. So yeah, I wonder if that would be a good track to host a race on in future.
Yeah, we're just still waiting on confirmation of what the tracks are going to be in for season 5. But
yeah, as long as Nürburgring's on the calendar, then everything else is fine.
Well, we just have to wait and see until we see the official track list for it, and then we'll get to see all these guys that'll practice like a week before the season starts. And again, I mean, we talk this all the time with Lado, like how much time and effort and practice these guys will put in. Like if there was like a week break for like another round, they'll still practice at that track, but it's like 2 weeks before the race even starts. That's how committed they are to this championship. I mean, it's good to see. Are you gonna? You don't fancy yourself for season 5 then, Sarthe? No. Oh no, I've hung my gloves up now. I did one season. I did my first season in season 1.
Because I saw you racing a couple of weeks ago at Fuji.
Yeah.
Was that it was almost more of that?
That was just a one-off though. I was saying I came out of like semi-retirement there to
you don't want to race at all?
No.
Part of you doesn't want to come back, show the new guys how it's done?
The new guys how it's done, they're probably like 5 seconds quicker than me. Hell no.
Even when you're on the super soft, Sarthe?
Even when I'm on the super softs, I still finish last. No way.
All right. Yeah, just I guess waiting for confirmation that I guess for the race to start. Do we have any idea of when anyone in the lobby could drop a message? How long are we looking at? Okay. So the race should be starting within the next couple of minutes. So
and they will get going in the middle after the PlayStation chicane. So on the straightaway at Hunar Diaz, I think that's when they'll get going instead of doing a full lap around there, because it will take about 6 minutes a lap.
Oh no, a full formation lap takes something like 7-8 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah, there's no point. Start the race earlier. That's I think there's going to be a slight separation between the classes. So, I wonder, because Trey is starting on pole in GR3. Hopefully, someone lets him know about the speeds to go at and where or hopefully he's read up on it, where the green zone and the stacking zones are, and what those even mean. It all went well. Practice start went well. So yeah. I guess we just have the race to look forward to then.
That indeed we will, and we'll get the 90 minutes underway very soon. So, what's everyone's pick of the chat saying? What they'll say to the chat before we get the race underway?
Jerry's saying savvy race, and I have to agree with him there. Savvy race.
What? What did you say? I thought you just said Savile.
Savvy. He's savvy.
Savile. I was like, I'm not Savile.
Kev, no. Did I say savvy? Oh, Savile.
Oh, well, I must be deaf then. I do apologise then, yes.
Whenever I ask Kev a question, it's probably like I'm talking to a ghost for the viewers in the stream, but he is responding to us, which is
you
nice.
won't be able to hear
I'm not alone here with Savvy. It's not that bad.
No, Kev's here holding our hands, making us right, There we are.
You like holding hands, don't you, Savvy?
I'm a good hugger. I'm a very good hugger. Yeah.
What kind of hugger are you? Are you like? The light? Do you just like wrap yourself around the other person, or do you like lightly tap them on? Do you
I just go full on and then just rub their back up and down and then.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's good hugging technique. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I try to do it with my dog, but then he starts growling.
Oh.
So we are just
All right.
Start the race.
I was going to ask Savvy what his dog was called, but I think we're going to start the race. So,
Indeed.
enough of this chit chat. Let's get going. I'm excited. I'm hearing that everybody's ready to go.
I think everyone's had their genuine pit stop.
Yeah. Sad that no one's picked the Ferrari, but you know, it's not very good, so I can understand why.
Not very good from someone that won all the races in his class at the AGC. That's.
I mean, not very good at Le Mans is what I meant.
Oh, right.
It's not very good at fuel saving. It's not very quick. I mean, it's okay at fuel saving, but it's not as good as the Citroen. It's quick, but it's not as quick as the Citroen. Yeah. If I had raced, if I got to pick the Citroen in AJC, I probably would have. And Chile, Chile's gonna smile somewhere when he hears that one.
Indeed. So here we go. This is the final of the AGC ARC Flashback Series Round 5, the last race at Le Mans, the 90-minute endurance race. There is your starting grid. It will be Inman from Stephen, La Bomba, Duff, Kevlar, Reno, Techno, that's the GR1s, Trey, Alex, Hardlaw, and Kofi, who has a frequent place penalty. Alex is also going to serve a drive-through penalty, and that is the 11-car field that will get going.
Yeah, so this is just going to be, they're just going to roll into the formation.
Yep.
Well, I say formation lap, it's half a formation lap, and we're going to see there's going to be a bit of a separation between the prototypes and the Group 3 cars, as that's going to help the traffic get together earlier. So,
yeah. I think
and we're just running through the order. So we have Inman from Steven, followed by La Bomba Negra, and then it's Darth in 4th place. And it's just interesting to see that La Bomba's weaving around, Kevlara in 5th, Reno in 6th, and Techno Guy rounding out lobby A. And Techno has a very good habit of just squeaking into the streamed races, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah. And so then we have Trey on pole. Yeah.
Oh, I'm Kofi there. Just noticing here in the GR1s, it looks like Inman, La Bomba, Darth, Kev have gone on medium tyres, and Stephen, Reno, and Techno are starting on the softs. Trey starting on mediums, as well as Alex, Law, and Kofi. So they're all on medium tyres in the GR3s.
So we should be seeing Stephen potentially wanting to make a move on Inman early. You know, he's got those soft tyres. He's got to get it done to have any chance. Although I am a bit surprised by Inman not looking to get the soft tyres on early and just pull away from the rest of the pack. But maybe there's some other kind of strategy going on. I have been reliably informed that the soft tyres on the Peugeot last a long time.
It does.
So I don't... Yeah, so I wonder if we're going to see any drivers try and maybe even double stint them. You know, not even put them on in the next stint and then not change tyres when they refuel the car. So that would be very interesting to see if any drivers are brave enough to go that long, as the LMP ones are lining up. They're in the stacking zone, and we should be going green any second now. It's up to Inman when he reaches the green zone to hit the go.
Stephen needs to be side by side with Inman, not to be side by side with La Bomba here. And this is going, and away goes Inman. So here we go. The race is underway. And Inman gets a good start now. I'm just surprised that Stephen wasn't side by side.
Yeah, and La Bomba's got a jump on him. La Bomba's up into 2nd place.
Oh, they're 3 abreast already for 2nd place, going in towards the Michelin chicane. And it's going to be La Bomba late on the brakes and gets 2nd place. Although he misses
he outbrakes himself.
He did outbrake himself, and over hard work qualifying. Finally spins it, loses it.
Oh, he spins around.
He just lost the traction from the rear, and already La Bomba, my dark horse, has already had problems. Meanwhile, the GR3s are underway, and they're making their way in towards the Michelin chicane, and it's all nice and tightly through that lot, and already Kofi's gained the spot.
Yeah, and Law pushes him out wide. He really, aggressively defending from Kofi, but that Corvette has power in a straight line. He's going to breeze past to take second place. Steven.
Inman must have made a mistake at Mosan. We just got on the rear and Kevlaro went wide. I'm just looking at a replay. Here it is. Yeah, so Kevlaro went wide. Inman lost the rear on the exit of Mosan, and he's gone down to third place. Someone picked up a penalty behind. Techno guy is now in the fourth place.
Wow. Techno he's doing the last to first challenge, and really carving his way through the pack now. He'll probably want to see the top three fighting a little bit so he can catch onto the back of them. I thought Darth was going to make a move on Steven going into Indianapolis, but clearly thought better of it. And so now the top three, all kind of within a second of each other. Trey holding off from Law as they're going into through Indianapolis. Kofi only 2/10 behind Law, and Harlix just behind as well. So now they're going into Arnage, and this is just about patience. I think Law in that Citroen's going to be very happy just sitting behind the Mercedes in the lead, saving fuel.
Yeah,
is Kofi going to fancy a look on Law going into the Porsche curves? And the Bomber, so after that mistake early on, he's already 6 seconds off the pack.
You see Law maybe faking a move because they're just going in towards the Porsche curve now. 50 or 3 there, they're going about 120 miles an hour. Top 3 nose to tail.
What tyres are they on, Savvy?
They're all on mediums. All of the GR3s on mediums.
So the top 3 already pulling a little bit away from Harlix. That's worrying, especially as he has a drive-through to serve.
Oh, Long making a move to the out. They're going to be side by side, going into the past the police on.
Oh, they're going to go 3 abreast. Is Kofi going to try and make this 3 wide?
You're joking, Kofi! No, but he's going to fall into second place. Nuggy will come into the pits. No, he's not. He's decided to stay out and do another lap. So
he's caught right onto the back of them as Trey gets not a great exit off the Ford chicane, but Kofi's going to look to the inside of Law. And I think he's going to... moves back across track a little bit, but through the kink and then breaking into Dunlop. Is Law going to fancy a bite? No. And Kofi's into the lead. So that he was in 4th at the start, and now he's in the lead.
And he'll probably shoot off into the distance.
Yeah.
Now looking at Techno guy in 4th. Looks like he may be catching up to Inman, but don't forget Inman's on those mediums and Techno guy is on those soft tyres.
Well, smart Techno, because he managed to avoid some of the... Sorry?
I'm saying there's Steven 3.8 seconds.
And so this is the benefit of Steven putting on those soft tyres early, just getting clear of the pack. We now have Inman, who's a little bit stuck behind Darth. He's within the 7/10, so he's in the slipstream zone. Can he get a good run? I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move into Mulsanne corner, but can he get a good run off the exit and potentially go past Darth into Indianapolis?
Oh, them cars, their parachutes, they're top 212 miles an hour before braking hard in towards Mulsanne, kicking up the dust on the exit. Cap now increasing now, but Steven is on those softs and Darth and Inman are both on the mediums. Techno guy, you would have thought he would have been catching up to Inman since he's on the slower tyre, but it looks like he's dropping away from Inman.
What? Inman's closing onto Darth at slipstream, but it's not going to come soon enough as he's only going to be 3/10 behind going into Indianapolis. And then the dirty air from the car in front not going to help his cause as he's going to understeer a little bit and lose a couple of tenths as well. And then you have Arnage, which is a painful corner. So slow, but he gets a better run than Darth.
Back in the GR3s, I'm looking at Kofi making a look on the inside of Law. Going in towards Mulsanne, and Tree Game is sort of like falling back a bit from that battle for the lead, and Kofi's gone by with the power of that Chevrolet, but look at Harlix in the background. Just there and thereabouts there in 3rd position as they're making their way towards Mulsanne. Kofi wants a little wide.
Oh, Kofi!
Loses the rear. Didn't lose any time through there.
What? Law's going to get the slipstream and he's going to get the run on Kofi from that exit. Can he make a move into Indianapolis? Kofi defends the inside. Law is going to try and go to the outside. But then you have Harlix who's right behind. Is he going to make it 3 wide into Indianapolis?
Yeah, he could take advantage there with Law trying to go around the outside and they're nearly going to be 3 abreast going into Indianapolis. And
Harlix had to back out of that. He had to back out of that because Law was like, I'm just going to take the apex here. So they all go back into the positions they were before Indianapolis, and Trey, who was starting to lose touch, I think the battling is allowing him to just creep up a bit, but he is still 1.2 seconds behind Harlex, third in class. But it's as you know, the fight's not over. As long as they've got Kofi's slipstream, this is gonna, you know, the battle rages on.
Just seeing the position change for fourth place. Kevlaro has passed Techno guys, so Kev now into fourth and Techno down to fifth.
Inman dropping off the back of Darth, so he had a penalty, and I think he must have picked that up at maybe Dunlop before, but he's burning that on the first part of the Mulsanne Straight, and he's now 2 seconds behind Darth, so really costly penalty. Darth though is I believe Darth is 2 seconds behind Steven, so what was a 3 second gap? Darth now starting to close in on the leader Steven. He must have had a better lap last time out, but he caught almost a second there. Maybe Steven had a penalty as well, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Steven not quite pulling away into the distance on the soft tire that he needs to.
Techno guy's back into fourth. Techno guy's back to fourth.
Yeah, so he's clearly made the move on Kevlaro using that slip down the Mulsanne Straight. And here you have it on the outside going into the second chicane.
Into Michelin. Wow, that's great.
Sweeps through. Brilliant move.
I mean, this is sort of like Techno guy's specialty, because he did compete in the endurance series. Oh, as he gets from so long, and he did sort of well in that series, didn't he? And I think it was that car he's driven in, wasn't it? Was it the Peugeot that he drove?
Kofi. So, sorry to interrupt you there, Sarthe. Kofi has broken the slip, so he's he's 3 seconds ahead of Law. Law must have had a penalty to serve on the exit of Tete Rouge. We didn't see it. Harlex has now dropped off the back of all of them, so I don't know if Law and Harlex may have gotten into each other, but there's a big separation in the Group 3 class now. Yeah, I'm just a bit surprised here, I guess.
Oh, Techno guy's got a 4-10 penalty. He's going to have to burn that on the straightaway. So that fourth place will be gone. Could be losing fifth place, because Reno might be catching up to the back of him.
I think Techno will be okay. Reno's not quite close enough going into the Porsche curves to make him move, but he's not far behind Kevlaro.
I was about to say, like a few minutes before, the fastest lap between the top three is so close. Inman has the fastest lap with a 3:19.352. Darth does a 3:19.395, and Steven did a 3:19.392. So the top three are just like 0.04 of a second of one another on that second lap.
Yeah, so it's a very close battle, and Darth's doing an excellent job. We mentioned it before the race started, that he's good in downforce cars, and the gap was 2.2 seconds, now 1.7, so Darth making time through the Porsche curves, and that is going to be, Steven's going to be a bit scared by that, potentially, because Steven's on the soft tyre, Darth on the medium tyre.
Yeah,
so Darth...
Steven must have made a mistake, because he lost 8 tenths.
But Darth picked up half a second penalty, running either too narrow or too wide on the exit of Dunlop. He's going to have to serve that on the first part of the Mulsanne Straight, and that's going to allow Inman to go past, potentially, as he doesn't get the best run out of Tete Rouge anyway. Inman's going to try and duck in to get the slipstream. But yeah, Inman back up into second in class, and now we're seeing Inman, again, as someone in the background is also burning a penalty. I believe that's Kevlaro, and is that going to allow Techno Guy to go back past into fourth place? They're side by side. Techno Guy.
Tell you, do you know something? I'm looking at a replay of how Darth got the penalty. I don't think he did anything wrong. He didn't shortcut the exit or it Dunlop or didn't run wide. He took a normal line fine, and then he just copped a half a second penalty. I don't think Darth did anything wrong there. But I think you were just about to say Techno Guy.
Well, this is Le Mans, right? Le Mans has stupid track limits. Yeah, so you can get a penalty just for breathing on a curb wrong. So, drivers are going to have to be extra careful when tackling them.
Battle for fourth place, though.
Exactly.
Techno, Ev and Reno, nose to tail, all Peugeots. Yeah. Yeah,
so this is the Peugeot class, but they're not even that far behind Darth. It's only 2.4 seconds, and if Darth picks up a rogue penalty again, we could be seeing these three pulling up and potentially challenging for that podium spot, making it 4-car battle for podium. Kofi, as we come back to the GR3s, Kofi is now 5 seconds clear of Law in second, so he's checked out.
Yeah, I think what you saw in qualifying, I think that's just the power of that Chevrolet. You know, that's just the Corvette engine.
It's not just the Corvette though. I mean, he is pulling away hand over fist over the other drivers, and the Citroen is not a slouch in a straight line. I know the Corvette is quick, but Kofi is clearly doing something differently today. He's had his Weetabix for sure. And so yeah, we have Law, Trey, and Alex, and they're going to be probably fighting over second place for the rest of the race. Trey sitting in that slipstream of Law.
Right there, Trey, that's going to be the penalty.
I think he's okay. I think that's literally the track limit there. So he's going to be fine. I wonder how quick the SLS is in the straight line, but he is in that slipstream starting to pull up to the back of Law. Can he get close enough to make him move into the first milestone chicane, or is he just going to stick in behind, do a bit of a chili, save some fuel? Yeah, I think that's probably wise. But he does pull up 2/10 to the back. Meanwhile, Techno Guy is under 2 seconds behind Darth now, so he is starting to really pull away. Motor along nicely, but he's on the soft tire, so that's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to be quick now, I suppose.
Stephen's on it now. Stephen has definitely gone on it now. He was 3.2 seconds faster. As you see, that fast lap now goes to him. You see there, La Bomba still running in last position in class, 7th overall after making a mistake on the exit in the Michelin chicane. Well, there you see the leader.
Yeah, so La Bomba's only 6 seconds behind Brino. I mean, that's nothing. La Bomba might be upset with himself for what happened at the start of the race, but he is by no means dropping off the pack. We saw he was quick in qualifying, and he's starting to just like get into rhythms, calm down, and he's not going away from these guys. If they pick up a penalty, then La Bomba's going to join the party as Trey makes a move. He looks to the inside of Law at Mulsanne. They're side by side. Take your pick, Mercedes or Citroen, and I think Trey has got the overspeed.
I think he's trying to get a side draft on Law, and I think he's got it actually. So that Mercedes is not a slow car by any stretch of the imagination.
But Law's now quicker. Law's going to look to the inside for Indianapolis, and they're completely side by side. Law with the inside line. Trey, is he going to brave it around the outside? He does. Oh, that's great defense from Trey.
Yeah, Law break there. So he gave Trey the benefit.
But meanwhile, they're 6.8 seconds behind Kofi.
They're only 2.1 ahead of Alex, and I think Alex actually served his drive-through because the second lap was a 4:08. So I think Alex has already done his drive-through.
Yeah, he could have done. So yeah, if he's done his drive-through, then he's going to be right in contention for. We're going to see a 3-car scrap here. But I'm just so impressed with. What's Harlex's pace been compared to these two since the drive?
Trey's last lap was a 4 minutes, 0.809. Law's time was a 4 minute 1.7. The Citroen, and Alex says here 3 minutes 54.
So that must have been an outlap if he's done his drive to penalty.
Yes, there must have been an outlap.
It's outlap, but that's still a rapid outlap. Is Law going to make a move on Trey going into the final couple of corners? Thinks better of it, but Harlex is catching these boys, and Law gets very out of shape coming out of the Ford chicane. Is Harlex gonna finally be in that slipstream? In fact, Law is dropping off the back of Trey, so Law is 9/10 off of Trey. He's only a second ahead of Harlex, so he's about to lose the slip of the car in front, and the car behind is about to gain slip on him.
Kofi set the fastest lap in the GR3s, a 3:57.0, and then second fastest is Harlex, a 3:57.9. So he's nearly a second slower than Kofi's fast lap, but he is starting to catch up on Law, and I think Law in that Sandy Bowl Citroen he's definitely dropping away from Trey. So Trey's found something.
I think it's more the fact that Law made a couple of mistakes towards the end of the lap, as we see Techno Guy has put up the back of Darth, and they're going into the kink just before Dunlop. Oh, Techno breaks a bit later on that soft tyre. I think they touch. And is Kevlaro going to fancy a look at Techno Guy, the Italian on the Irishman, coming into these sweeping corners? I forget what they're called, unfortunately.
That's the S's.
The corners before Tete Rouge, the S's. Is that what they're called?
Now it's a Tete Rouge. Look at this. Nose to tail.
And Kev gets a much better run than Techno. Off of Tete Rouge, but he gets half a second, yeah.
So he's going to surrender that 5th place to Reno, and then Reno can get a draft off Techno Guy. Stevens getting quicker now, 3:16.692 for the Irishman. The gap now between himself to Inman is 5.4 seconds and growing. But this battle for 3rd place is still heating up. Kevlaro's not really lost in touch with that. He's only 1.1 off of Reno now, so he is still within that slipstream touch here. But I think we're going to see...
Yeah, so it's what we said earlier.
For the GR3 soon.
So these guys... From 3rd to 6th, they're not quite nose to tail, but it's pretty close to that.
I'm looking at the battle now for Law and Alex is side by side, all going into Mulsanne, and just coming up behind them is Stephen, and now having the battle for the position. Now don't forget, these GR3 cars don't need to move out of the way for the GR1s because they're having their own battle as well. So Stephen's going to have to find a way by these Citroens that are still side by side on the straightaway, and in the background you'll see Stephen coming right up. There he is.
Wow.
He's going to try and find
this is a multi-class situation.
He's going to have to try and find a way by both.
I worry for this. I worry about this a little bit, Savvy, because just behind Steven you have the rest of the prototype class, and they're going to have to find a way past these Citroens through the Porsche curves potentially. And Steven's going to definitely get past the Law and Harlex down this straightaway. But then you look at Inman, who's closed out a second, by the way. Inman has closed a second on this lap, but Inman's going to get massively held up through the Porsche curves. Where's he going to pass?
Yeah, and we were talking about it earlier in the stream. It's going to be the worst place to pass these GR3 cars at the Porsche curves because it's so fast.
I mean, look how much quicker he is. He's carrying so much more speed.
And he's going to lose a lot of time, but then he's going to lose a lot more time, but he's going to fall into the battle for 3rd with Darth, Techno Guy, and Reno too.
Oh, so he's being patient, but it's cost him over a second already as he gets the job done on Law. He's weaving through the pair of them as Alex kind of cut.
Techno Guy's got a 2-second penalty. Oh, Reno nearly gets into the back of him then. Oh, here we go. Now let's see how he's going to get by Law and Nagani. Here we go. Well, Techno Guy's going to have to slow down at the straightaway, so that's 4th place now for Reno.
Yeah, and Kevlara also passed Techno Guy, so that's quite a costly error, but the traffic's coming up, so he might not actually lose that much time, given that, so Darth is going to get past Law here quite nicely. I wonder if Reno can thread the needle before the S's here. Oh, he dives to the inside.
Just squeeze this Law there.
That was a move that kind of had to be done, and now Reno's gonna look.
Reno's getting held up by Harlex, and again, that's not Harlex's fault. He's having his own.
No, it's not. And somehow they've all made it out the other side of that. Techno with a bit of a penalty, unfortunately. Yeah, so he's serving that down the main straight, and is that going to allow Harlex back through? It doesn't, fortunately for Techno. And we have Kevlara and Reno going through the first chicane in nose to tail, and they're just behind Darth, who's about to lap Kofi.
I was just about to say, looking at a replay of Kev, he just actually passed Reno at the PlayStation, and then you can see from a replay, there you go, passes him nice and clean. So Kev back into that 4th place now. They've just lapped the lead of Kofi Juicy in the GR3 class, so that was just a straight-on fight between Darth, Kevlaro, and Reno. And Techno Guy is falling off now, 3.4 after picking those couple of penalties there.
Yeah, it's a long race though, so Techno, he won't be too worried. Where is La Bomba in relation to everybody else? I mean,
less than 2 seconds away from Techno Guy now, and he's just
so all that traffic has helped La Bomba catch the back of the pack, and now he's ready to pounce. He gets past Kofi nicely before the Monstline's corner. Techno runs quite wide on the exit, and that's going to really compromise his speed.
Yeah, he just
but he's still pulling a little bit away from Techno, from the Bomber, so clearly, really ringing out the limits of what his car can do there.
Side by side, Reno and Kev side by side. Oh, Kev might got off.
Oh, Kevlaro runs really wide at Indianapolis.
Yeah, they were side
and
by
that's
side.
Gonna allow. So what happened here?
They were going side by side into Indianapolis. Now I don't know if there was contact was made between the two, but I mean none of them was given an inch down.
So Kevlaro on the inside, Reno holds the outside, tries to close the door. Kevlaro says, "I'm still here," but then Kevlaro gets on the dirty tarmac, and yeah, that's not really where you want to be. But luckily,
he's back here, the Techno Guy. Now we've got a free car scrap for 5th place now. Kev Techno in the Bomber now.
The Bomber. Yeah, all this has allowed Darth to get clear air in third a little bit, but now we have La Bomba right on the back of Techno. He definitely smells blood. He's been catching them for a few laps now, especially with the mistakes that Kevlar and Techno have made.
Oh, that's not really a place to
thinks better of it.
That was a lovely slide.
I mean, I've overtaken someone there before, but you really have to have the overspeed and overlap there. And I think it would have been quite the dive bomb had La Bomba gone for it and cost both him and Techno Guy time, so he thought better of it.
I think you've got to have a bigger
but they don't want to. Oh, Techno runs very wide at Dunlop.
It's gone off again.
And that's surely going to allow La Bomba past. Is Techno going to get a penalty for his troubles as well? Hopefully not, because he did lose a lot of time.
Techno Guy's had a mad lap in lap 7 there, 3 minute 27. He was like 9 seconds off the pace in his best lap. So Techno's had an absolute horror show on that lap. Went from 4th all the way down to last, and as you see, there's a replay. He just outbraked himself, didn't he?
Yeah. So looking at the leaders, we have Steven in the lead. Then we have Inman 8 seconds back, 8.4 seconds back in second place, but that won't be too troubling for Inman because he's on the mediums, Steven on the soft tire. Then you have an 8-second further gap back to Darth Nihilish, 1.8 seconds back from Darth to Reno. Reno's not a driver we talked about that much, but he's been putting pressure on the drivers he's been battling with, and slowly making his way through the pack. So fair play to Reno, and that livery looks looks extremely clean. I love the bright colors, or the white livery there. Very classy. Yeah, and then from Reno back, we have Kevlaro in 5th place in class, followed by La Bomba Negra, who's in his slipstream, 6/10ths back. And then Techno Guy, after that mistake at Dunlop, 1.5 seconds back from La Bomba at the back of the field, but he's not far gone. And there is a battle for 5th, certainly there. Running through the GR3s, we have Kofi in the lead. Now he's only 6.4 seconds ahead of Trey, so I wonder if he's had a few ordinary laps there, because the gap was really extending. But Trey starting to pull it back a little bit. Very impressed with Trey. Yeah, he ran a 56.9 on his last lap, which I think is on medium tires is extremely rapid. And then you have Harlix, who's 1.7 seconds back. He's served his drive-through penalty, and he's running basically the same lap time as Trey. So if he can get into the slip, that's going to be really good for the Harlix. You're going to be able to save his fuel. We know how good the Citroen is at doing that, and yeah, so he's not in a. He's just going to want to close that gap up. Going to want to find a second to Trey, but that's that's going to be his mission over the next couple of laps. And then rounding out the GR3 class, we have Law, who is 4.6 seconds back from Harlix. So he's in 4th in class. He's not far gone either. We saw how he and Harlix were battling side by side through quite a few corners earlier on in this race. So as we see, the first P1 to make his pit stop is Reno, So he's got. So this is the pit window opening. We're 28 minutes into this race, expecting around about 2 or 3 pit stops. So this is roughly where he should be. And so Sarthe, it's what I said before. We're seeing these LMP1s just filling up the car when they're on the soft tires. They don't need to change tires very often.
Just looking again, the battle for 4th place. Then Kevlaro picked up a penalty after the race on Blanche. Tepe picked up yet another penalty on the exit of the forward curve. So Tepe fallen off the cliff now from the battle from Kev and La Bomba. But yeah, I can't remember what the tyre wear is around here. But
so the fuel wear is 2 times, and the tyre wear is 2 times as well.
Yes.
So the tyres last on the Peugeot very, very nicely.
Yeah, I wonder if that's a mistake. Though, although it was Inman's task was to start the race on mediums or have a stint on mediums. I can't mind. I don't know.
I don't think the softs can go for the full hour and a half, but they can definitely do an hour. So I wonder when Inman's gonna make that switch onto the soft tires, and I wonder what his pace is going to be like from there. But Steven, we see, sets the fastest lap of the race with a 16.1, which is a 10th off of Inman in qualifying. So Steven, not slow himself, and he's got an 8-second gap back to Inman.
Inman's actually just posted his best lap on those mediums of 3:16.9, but he is flashing red, so he's going to be making a pit stop this time by, as well as Kev.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine because he's made the half hour. He'll have made the half hour mark. So he just needs one more pit stop. If he pits on this lap, he's going to have one more pit stop with half an hour to go before the end of the race. So Inman looking to be on strat. Things kind of going to plan. He's got a nice buffer to the next car on mediums, which is Darth in 3rd place. And yeah, Inman looking very strong. Just looking here, Kevlaro's pulled a little bit away from the Bomba Negra. The Bomba was on the Kevlaro's gearbox, but now has fallen away by, he's fallen back to 1.5 seconds behind as he gets a bit squirmy through Indianapolis, but carries a lot more speed. I mean, hopefully the stream's still up. So, okay, yeah, hopefully the stream's still up.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think the comms just went down for a minute, but we seem to be back. Yeah.
I still can't see Kev's screen though. I can't see what his view's like.
I'm looking at it. That's basically all I'm going on right now. So Kofi in the lead. He has a 7.8 second gap to Trey. So we were talking about how he might have posted a couple of ordinary laps. Well, he's responded. I don't know what his last lap time was. Sarthe, help me out here.
Which lap time?
Never mind. Both Inman and Steven make their first pit stop of the race.
Inman
the leaders of the P1s coming at the same time, and Darth also comes in as well. So the pit window is clearly open. I wonder if Kofi's also going to be coming in this lap. If the GR3s, if they're going to be pitting, I think you can run 40 minutes. So I think these guys will hope that they can get to the round about 40 minutes into the race, as Harlex is only 1.2 seconds behind Trey. So that Citroen starting to close up, and we can see it's, well, he's losing a bit of time on the straight, but very fast with the Porsche curves. Kevlaro also pits. So, and he's just fueling up the car. So is La Bomba. They're probably just going to fuel all the way to the top. And Techno Guy, does he change tires? No, he stays out on the soft tire, I believe. So that's what we talked about before the race.
Yeah.
Don't need to, that soft tire lasts
got a penalty.
a long time.
The Bomber's had to say 7 his penalty. So he may lose 5th place to Techno. And Techno guy's through back into 5th place. He goes. Just saying here that Inman, he's on.
Sorry. La Bomba is right on the back of Techno guy.
Yeah, because I was just saying that Bomba actually had a penalty and Techno passed him.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was
there's the replay. So you see, the reason why he was ghosted was because La Bomba had a penalty. But there you go. Yeah. There's a replay, and then it says Techno back into 5th.
Yeah. And Techno getting the job done just before the braking zone, which he would have probably been sweating it just a little bit. But La Bomba getting a better run out of that second chicane, and he's got slipstream. So can he get the move done into Molstein corner? As I think Trey's made his first pit stop. So and Kofi, Trey and Kofi both make their first pit stop. So now Hallex takes the race lead with Law in second. 11 seconds behind? No, he's 11 seconds ahead of Kofi. Kofi 10 seconds ahead of Trey. Sorry?
Alex has got a 1.5 second penalty. I'm just checking the replay.
Oh, that's not going to help his cause at all. Yeah.
Let's see how we did it. I'm guessing it was shortcut in Tetra Rouge, was it?
Something's frozen on my side.
I really don't know. I mean, there's a 1.5 second penalty there, and he did absolutely nothing.
He probably ran right at Tetra Rouge. Like, no,
he didn't.
He didn't. Maybe he cut Tetra Rouge a little bit. Like I've done that before. You cut it wide, even you cut it a little bit, and it gives you 1.5 seconds, which is a lot. I think so. Reno's made his way up into 3rd place. I wonder if Reno, did he make that early pit stop? Reno he did. So yeah, Reno up into 3rd on pace. He got the undercut on Darth. I don't know if he underfueled slightly, but that's for position. So Reno doing a great job. Maybe actually, because Darth started on the medium tire, didn't he? So Darth now probably on the soft tire, and we'll see if Darth can start to close the gap back to Reno.
Darth is still on the mediums.
Yeah.
He's got a new set of mediums on, but Reno has got about 75% of fuel left, whereas Darth is around about 80. I want to say like 87%.
And Darth's on soft tires as well, right?
Darth's on mediums.
Darth's on mediums, Reno's on softs?
It's
interesting, okay.
It's the same set of softs that he started with.
So Darth's playing it safe with the fuel, not the fuel, the tire strategies here. He's making sure that his tires can last the full stint length. Just looking here to the battle between Techno Guy and the Bomber, so they're still very close together as we're going through the S's after Dunlop. Techno runs a little bit wide, and I thought he was going to get on the grass there. The Bomber closing up just before Tetra Rouge and carrying more speed. The Bomber, surely with the slip, is going to get the run on Techno into that first chicane. This Peugeot running upwards of 350 kilometers an hour, 200 miles per hour down the straight. Is La Bomba going to look to the inside of Techno?
La Bomba's touching nearly 220 going into his PlayStation, and no, he stays in behind.
But then Kevlara is not too far behind this battle as well. He's only 1.7 seconds back, 1.6. So he must have got a better run than the Bomber. He can potentially make this again a 3-car scrap for 5th place in class, as these guys have fallen away from Darth and Reno, who are running in 3rd and 4th. What tires are Inman on, if you don't mind me asking, Savvy?
Inman is on a new set of mediums.
It's on a new set of mediums, so that's very interesting. And he's dropped off the back of Steven, so I wonder why that is, because the gap was 8 seconds before pits, but now it's 16 seconds. So
the leader's got a 1.5 second penalty. So that's going to close a little bit. We'll see as a replay how we got that. So it's going into us.
Stephen has. So I'm being informed that Stephen hasn't actually. But I saw Stephen pit. No, I saw his.
Stephen has pitted.
I saw that Stephen pitted.
Yeah, he's pitted, but he hasn't changed soft tires. He's got now about 60% fuel left.
Oh, so Stephen is doing. He's trying to double stint his tires, make those softs go as long as possible. Inman, is he on soft tires or the medium tires?
Inman's on a new set of mediums.
Yeah, so Inman, he just wants, fresh rubber, go again, as he smokes the wall on the exit of the Porsche curves, and now going through the karting S's. into Corvette corner. Beautiful flowing section. We have to run the track limits finally. I wonder if he ran a bit too wide there. But now we have... Is that Kevlaro making a move on Techno? It is.
Techno got another penalty, and I'm guessing that was just after... yeah, you see there, he's got a second
Arnage,
penalty.
yeah, so we had to serve it after Arnage, and that allowed La Bomba and Kevlaro both passed. These penalties extremely costly, so that was only a 1 second penalty.
He's got another penalty. Techno's got another 1.5 second penalty. I tell you what, these penalty things are just a complete farce. Like even the littlest, like you just step it like a rear tire, like on the exit there, and it's just like a really hefty penalty. I just hope Polyphony will sort these issues out with these penalties because it's like the iRacing where it's, you know, you cut it even 1 pixel and it comes up with, they say you cut the course. Not that I play iRacing. When I was looking at highlights when he had...
Kevlaro picks up a penalty on the exit of Dunlop. And he's right behind La Bomba, so this is gonna... he's gonna probably drop out of La Bomba's slip, so we'll see it here. He's
first start looks fine. Here.
It must have been he must have just like run all 4 wheels on the curbs through the first part of Dunlop. He actually passed La Bomba on the first part of the straight, but now he's gonna have to serve his penalty. And yeah, La Bomba goes straight back past, so... But Kev should keep the slip. It's close. It's been close.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think these penalties are complete and not a joke, I feel that. I just think it is. I was just about to say something here that... I was just noticing that Inman's on a fresh set of mediums, Darth is on a fresh set of mediums, and the Bomba in 5th has kept those medium tyres since the start of the race. I mean, his lap times has been a little bit up and down. He did a 3:23, a 3:21, a 3:45. That was when he made his pit stop. A 3:20. His best lap was a 3:19.4.
Well, he's not doing much. He saved time. So that's the other strat. You know, maybe a fresh set of tires isn't what you need. You need to save time in the pits by not changing tires. You know, a tire change can cost you 4 or 5 seconds potentially. As we see Kevlaro getting a nice run on the Bomba, taking the inside into Marseille corner, but backs out just before the kink. But La Bomba runs quite wide.
Yeah, and through into 5th goes Kev.
Yeah, and La Bomba picks up a penalty.
You know, kick Bomba while he's down there, don't they?
Oh, Polyphony, sort these penalties out, please, because he ran wide, he lost the position. And then to top it off, you know, what's he done? Why is this a half a second penalty, Polyphony? Sort it out.
I just hope the penalty's not harsh in the next GT7. I hope so for that.
Yeah. But La Bomba still, you know, he still had to... He made those mistakes on the first lap, but he's caught up the pack, and he's in a big fight with Techno and Kevlaro for 5th, so that's not over. As we see Darth getting friendly with the curb on the inside of the Porsche curves. But he's overtaken Reno and is now back up into 3rd place where he was at for the opening stint. So that's a good job from Darth on those new medium tyres. He's making good pace with that. Riding ball with Techno through the Porsche curves. I mean, look at the speed he's able to carry through these corners. It's just beautiful. He doesn't quite hit the apex there, but he won't mind too much. He runs a bit wide at Corvette corner.
I'm wondering if he's got a half a second penalty. I was just about to say, is he too scared now by just running stuff right and then picking up penalties all over the place? I mean, that's probably about 5 penalties that Techno guys had.
If he's on laps. Is he on the same tyres that he started the race on?
Yes.
Yeah, so that might be his soft tyres saying, I can't do as much as you asked me to do before. Yeah, just going back to the lead, Stephen
must have picked up a penalty, or he's gone off. 4.4 seconds.
Yeah, so that's in him.
His last lap was a 3:27, so either he's done a mistake or he's served penalties.
Well, so now Stephen, the leader, is coming up on Kofi, the GR3 leader. Kofi has a 13-second gap to Trey after the pit stops. So, yeah, that's an imperious gap from Kofi. He's not waiting for anybody. Harlex, because of those penalties, he's He was quite close to Trey before the pit stops, but now has dropped off the back of him. As we see Darth getting a nice clean. That's where you want to catch the traffic on the Mulsanne straight. You just take the other lane and then you're right past.
I'll tell you what, it wouldn't surprise you if Darth picked up a penalty for that.
Behave,
Reno's got a 3-second penalty. How did he do that?
Oh,
he hadn't burned it yet, though. He's just still keeping going.
Well, he's going to burn it now, actually. He's through the Mulsanne King. I wonder if that's going to be... I wonder if he's going to catch Halleck's back up and pass him just before Mulsanne corner.
Yeah, I think he should.
But I'm really impressed with Trey at the moment. We're seeing that blue SLS right now, and he's holding off Halleck's in a car that we haven't really seen much of before. You know, he's doing a great job. Trey, he was new to ARC. I think Suzuka was his first race last week, and he's mixing it with the big boys here, running second in class.
Hopefully, he's not going to have the 40+ seconds of penalties that he had the formulas last week, but he's doing a good job so far as Trey, as you're riding aboard with Reno all over the back of the Mercedes now, going in towards Arnage, and Reno just swiftly, casually passes Trey. That's how
it's. Well, I was about to say that's how it's done, but then Trey kind of. I don't know if Trey just kept the inside line there for Arnage, but there looked to be a bit of contact. Maybe Reno got a bit sideways, and then Trey. It was kind of much ado about nothing, really. Reno just got a bit wide on the exit of Arnage. Very easy to do in these high power cars. And now we've got Kevlaro, who's stuck behind Trey, going into the Porsche curves, trying to find a way past. Does it just before the casting S's.
I just realised we're halfway through the race.
Yeah, we are.
Just noticed there, and the bumper's stuck behind Halleck's.
But he's gonna get him before the chicane, so that's fine. And then so the Bomber, they've started to spread out a little bit. Kevlar is now 6 seconds ahead of the Bomber, and Techno Guy has fallen 3 seconds back. Maybe Techno Guy has kept picking up penalties on this lap, but you know, he's starting to fall back from the pack. Hopefully, he can close up again and just start to not get those penalties. Start to just get a bit more consistency. Inman now under 4 seconds behind Steven.
He is actually a second quicker than Steven on that last lap. Steven did a 3:19.2 compared to Inman's 3:18.3. So
there we go.
Yeah, Inman is.
And Inman still has that trump card. He still has the soft tires to use. So this, I'd say, in terms of the way this race is panning out, it looks like Inman is in a really strong position to challenge for the victory today. The other driver who is in a strong position to challenge for the victory today is Kofi, because it seems like the only competition he has is himself.
Well, as you saw that in qualifying, he was 2 seconds quicker. Just looking at the replay of Le Bomber.
It was a second, but huge gap.
Le Bomber's picked up 1.5 second penalty for doing absolutely nothing. And now there's a battle for 6th place between himself and Techno. He's riding aboard now with Techno, just making their way towards the Michelin chicane.
He doesn't quite have the slipstream of the Bomber in front, so that gap is, it's changing by literally thousandths of a second down the straight.
Oh, I thought the Bomber was oversteering in the middle of the chicane.
Well, he got a nice exit though, so the gap, I think Techno only closed maybe half a tenth at most. The other two that have, Kevlara has caught up with Reno. So that's a battle that's emerging for 4th in class. Kevlaro, what tires is what's the tire difference there, Savvy?
The tire difference between Reno to Kev.
Yeah.
Kev has got a bit more fresher soft tire wear than Reno has.
So, but they're both on soft. They're both on softs. So Kevlaro, the attacker. So Kevlaro, the car, he's got fresher tires than Reno, and he's going to want to try and make a move. He gets a nice run out of Arnage, and I wonder if he's going to get a run into the Porsche curves. He's closing up under half a second now.
Stephen is in the pits. This is an early pit stop for Stephen.
Yeah, he must have thought that
he softs, maybe, or going onto the mediums, possibly. So
well, he's used the soft.
Take up the lead.
He's used the soft tires already, so I think Stephen. This is probably an early stop, seeing that the pace just isn't there on those worn soft tires. I reckon Stephen's going to go for the mediums now, just because he needs to get the pace back up. He needs that fresh rubber. Yeah, but I wonder if that's an unscheduled stop from Stephen. He doesn't fall all the way to the top, so I think he recognizes that he's going to have to make one more pit stop. But Darth goes up into second place in class.
Just gone ahead is Darth as Reno makes his second stop. I'm wondering if he's going onto the medium tyres as well. So roughly these soft tyres may have last around about 50 minutes, around 50 minutes. So we could see Techno Guy possibly making a pit stop sometime soon. As I've just noticed him, he's served another penalty.
Of course. So now Inman with all the clear space in front of him, as I think Reno comes out of the pits just ahead of Kofi. So that's good for him to avoid having traffic on his outlap. Trey holding the gap to Hallex at around about 4 seconds, so they're around about on the same pace, Trey and Hallex, both setting low 57s on that last lap. But, you know, they're not close together on track. I think, you know, that Citroen, hopefully we can see the Citroen maybe having a fuel advantage in the pits and potentially closing that gap up a little bit. But, you know, for now, they're just holding each other at arms, Trey holding Hallex at arm's length. So Inman now has a 21-second gap back to Stephen. Now I think the pit delta is around about 20 seconds. So
roughly about 20 to 23 seconds ish.
Yeah, so that's very good for Inman, because he might come out on the soft tires ahead of everybody, and then he's got a free track just to, you know, pull away from everybody, goes to the end of the race. He's still setting 3 minutes 17.5 on that last lap. That's only, you know, 1.4 seconds off of Stephen's ultimate pace on that soft tire. So Inman, one of the fastest men on track at the moment. And yeah, it's as we thought, Inman just racing against the clock himself. Bomber getting very squirmy on the exit of Mulsanne corner. As I think we've said before, and Technoguy pulling up half a tenth there. Yeah. Do you want to talk? Kofi. Let's talk about Kofi for a minute, though, because
Kofi is flying. As he's just done his best lap of a 3:55.721.
Is he still on the medium tyres?
He's put on a new set of mediums as well.
So a 55.7 on the medium tyres is a bit of a ridiculous lap time there. So Kofi is just flying in that Ritz Cracker Corvette.
Considering that he did a 54.3 in qualifying on the soft tyres, I mean, even a 1.4 seconds off those tyres, like the tyre comparison, that's pretty darn quick there. But I'm just concerned. I'm also actually quite concerned about his fuel, because Kofi is down to roughly about 3. It's just gone below 50%.
Wait, so Kofi's what?
I'm wondering if Trey maybe
how much fuel does Kofi have?
Kofi has 25% fuel, and Trey's got.
Yeah, go on.
So I'm wondering if, you know, Trey and Hallex and that are just.
So I think ordinarily yes, but Kofi does have a 17-second gap to Trey, so he won't mind that his fuel's a bit lower, because yeah, as long as he can make it to half an hour to go, and then, you know, I think with half an hour to go in a GR3, you've got 8 laps, so there's going to be around about I think it was like a 23 lap race in Group 3. I'm not entirely sure how long in the LMP1s, but I'd imagine around about 30 laps in the LMP1, maybe a little bit less than that. But yeah, I think Kofi, he's not worried about Trey. He's got so much time to him.
Looking here and then it's Stephen in third position, and you see the gap now for nearly 25 seconds. That might not be good enough for Stephen to retake the lead when Inman comes out, when he goes on to the soft tyres now. So Stephen is starting to lose touch now with Inman, and he runs the Michelin chicane a little wide.
Yeah. I guess this is just a bit of a lull in the action at the moment. You know, all the cars have seemed to space out a bit, but it might be a good time to sort of, because this is the last race of the series, it's the last race of the championship. Maybe it's a good time to, you know, what was your favorite moment from the championship, Sarthe? Look back on it.
Brands, the battle with Stephen, and no, it just has to be, you know, always the McGann Cup at Brands Hatch. It always serves up some exciting racing, and also Kev, you know, our broadcaster here now.
What a victory from Kev there.
Yeah,
outstanding.
Not to be a suck up of that, but you know, the two-stop strategy worked to perfection. But I think that battle with Harlix, Inman, and Stephen on the last lap was just intense.
Yeah, the whole race seemed to be building up to it, because I think you had Harlix in the lead in the first stint, and then Inman got the undercut, but then he would have been slower at the end of the race, so the two behind were always catching. And just the third, you know, the final time through, was it Sheen Curve?
Sheen Curve,
you know, one of the last corners on the track on the last lap, to have, you know, obviously the incident there, but the tension was crazy and the racing so close. So yeah, Brands, great choice, Sarthe.
Just seen here, Law's got a 1.5 second penalty. Just making his way towards the PlayStation chicane. Takes it nice and tidy, and there's the penalty.
Yeah, I'm just looking here. So I wonder when the LMP1s are going to come in for their next pit stop, the main field. So we have Stephen, who's already made his second pit stop. I think Reno, because he was running up with Darth previously, but Reno's fallen to the back of the field, so he must have already made his second pit stop.
Yeah, he did.
So he's on fresh tires. Yeah, okay. So I wonder where he might be trying to get the undercut on Darth, but Darth is still maintaining pace. I mean, his last lap was what, a 3-minute 18. So he's still got pace there.
That's his best lap. Inman's best lap was a 3:18.8 on that lap alone.
Yeah. I think we're running through the order actually. So we've missed it, but the top four are Inman, Darth, Stephen, Kevlaro, and then fifth you have La Bomba Negra. Sixth we have Techno Guy. He's only 2 seconds behind La Bomba, and then seventh in class we have Reno, who is he just made his pit stop though.
Stephen's got a half a second
12
penalty.
seconds behind Reno. Then the GR3s, we have Kofi, who's just dominating at the moment, 20 seconds in the lead in that Corvette, followed by Trey Gamer in the SLS. Very impressive, but the gap to Harlix is coming down slightly, 3.4 seconds. It's just edging closer. It's not coming down crazy, but it's just edging closer. And then we have Law in fourth in class. I believe Law's the championship leader in the Flashback series though. So I wonder if this is a good result for him, because it's still, you know, it is last in class, but it's still fourth place. It's not too bad.
There's a replay.
We're showing a replay of Stephen getting a half-second penalty through the Mulsanne chicane. One of the chicanes. PlayStation chicane. So you have the PlayStation and the Michelin chicane, right? Those are the two.
Yeah, so I think apart from Reno, you'll see the guys from first and second will probably make a pit stop within the next couple of minutes, maybe within the next 5 minutes or so, and then you'll see the guys coming in to the pits. Well, actually, Stephen also did pit too, didn't he? Yeah, Stephen also did pit.
Yeah, Stephen pit. So you got first, second, fourth, fifth, and sixth. They're yet to make their second pit stop, but like I said, they'll pit.
retreat around about like the 30-minute to 29-minute mark or something like that. So look here at Inman, he's going to stay out, probably do one more lap on those stint medium.
Yeah, and so GR3s are having their strategy is very different. They're basically all doing a 2-stop strat, as I see Techno Guy running very wide on the exit of Indianapolis. He's ringing the track limits now, but he's closing the bomber. The gap before Indianapolis was 2.7 seconds, so he's close to 3/10 through that series of corners. He's on quite fresh rubber, isn't he, the Techno Guy?
No, Techno Guy's still on those softs.
Oh, he's still on softs, so maybe he's got them, the blistering's gone and he's got them back into the working window. But
there's a 1.5
we spoke too soon. Oh, sorry guys, we spoke a bit too soon. Techno cutting the track a little bit at the Porsche curves. And yeah, this is Le Mans, you can't do that. Breathing on the curbs wrong.
He's still on the soft tyre, so he's going to serve it at the start-finish line, which is pretty much his...
Oh, and so Savvy, Hallex has caught up to the back of Trey. So Hallex's last lap time was a 57.3. I wonder, Trey...
58.6. 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, so 1.3 seconds. Maybe he had to serve a penalty as well.
Yeah, maybe he did.
But Hallex in that Citroen is on the back of the SLS, and I wonder if Hallex is going to employ the chili, or if he's just going to go full send. We'll have to wait and see, but the gap coming down as we go into the Mulsanne corner. And this corner you have to be very careful coming out onto the throttle. Hallex gets a nice run through there. And he's back in the slipstream.
Half a second up on his last lap is Hallex, so this could be a good lap time, although he does have a lot of help from Trey just heading that SOS.
I wonder if Hallex is going to look to make a move at Indianapolis. He goes to the outside of Trey. He's got the overspeed, and he is ahead. Is Trey going to try and hide? They go side by side.
I don't know about on your screen, but on my screen, Trey's lagging really hardcore.
Oh yeah, I saw a lot of lag just then. But Trey, he's still ahead. Got the inside into Arnage, and Hallex is going to have to settle in behind. Good defending from Trey there.
And good lagging from Trey too.
Yeah, maybe that's what put Hallex off. He just thought, I don't want to die right now, so best just wait. But Hallex is going to pull right up to the back of Trey, under braking into the Porsche curves. There's like a paper separating these cars. Hallex just edging closer and closer as we see a blue flag, and I wonder if that's one of the leaders. I think,
Inman, but he's got to be pitting this time by. Inman is pitting this time by.
Oh, so if this is going to be, as Hallex wants to make a move, the thing is Inman's going to try and pass them, but he's going to pit. Oh, so Inman's this is extremely sensible from Inman. He just waited. He thought better not make the pass. As we see Kofi making his final pit stop with 28 minutes to go. So Trey and Hallex are going to go past, but they still have one more stop to make. So Kofi's still in the position to win this race.
Look at Trey hugging the pit wall, trying to defend the lead of the GR3 class, and Hallex is trying to go around the outside, now into Dunlop. And again,
Hallex just kissed the back of Trey's Mercedes there into the braking zone. I wonder if that had any bearing, but he's now alongside going through the S's, but Trey's got the inside.
I tell you what,
this is so tight.
Fair play to Trey, he's not giving up without a fight, and through now into the lead.
Through goes Hallex, but Trey's now got the inside for Tete Rouge, backs out of it. Oh, that might be a penalty for Hallex.
Yeah, Hallex
that may be a penalty for Hallex on the exit of... Yeah. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Darf's into the pit, Stephen is in the lead, and Inman is now on those soft tyres, so we're going to keep an eye on that battle for the lead that's going to be ensuing now. Techno Guy's in, literally on fumes. Kevlado's come out. Kevlado is on the softs.
So, I'm just looking, how much fuel does Stephen have compared to Inman?
Stephen has got around about 40%.
As you see Inman warming his tyres down the Mulsanne straight.
About 37% Inman now, Stephen has.
37%.
And Inman has got a full 100.
Okay, so Inman is... We know that Stephen has to pit. Stephen for sure has to pit before the end of this race. So Inman is effectively a pit stop because Inman can go all the way to the rest of the, all the way to the finish, and he's effectively a pit stop ahead of Stephen. So, wow, Inman, full credit to him. And similarly, in the GR3 class, we have Kofi, who's, I think he's 3 or 4 seconds behind Harlex, but he's a full pit stop ahead. Yeah, no, he's 2.7, so already on this lap. He came out of the pits 5 seconds behind this battle. He's already caught up 2 seconds on his outlap. I mean, that's how quick Kofi is. Maybe we'll see him get, we'll see him run up to the back of that Citroen before Harlex has to pit. So Stephen gets past just fine, and we're also going to see Inman getting past Kofi before Indianapolis, but the leaders are now going to run up to Harlex and Trey, who are the leaders in GR3, through Indianapolis. Can Inman make the move on his teammate Harlex? Just about getting the job done, and that's actually really bad. That's worked out really badly for Stephen because he got held up by Trey.
Yeah, and Inman can I get held up as well here by the laggy
Not
Trey?
really, because Inman's just going to get a nice drive out of Arnage. And yeah, the gap closing a second through that section.
Oh, I tell you what, Inman could definitely smell blood from Stephen in that medium-tired Peugeot. Now going in towards the Porsche curves to go. Gap ever slowly coming down. I'm wondering if Inman could be on for the fast lap here. Looking at the gap just really coming down. Those medium tyres around the Porsche curve and made some plunge is really not helping the medium tyres because Inman has gained at least 2 tenths on him.
Yeah, Inman flying on those new soft tyres. Stephen decides not to pit. So I wonder if you're Inman, do you go for the move as soon as you can, or do you just hang back and wait till Stephen has to pit, make his final pit stop?
Go for the move because because Inman will probably know that Stephen has to pit. He'll have to pit sometime soon. So if I was Inman, I'd go for the pass. Just go for it.
Yeah, I would too.
It's basically Inman's to lose now. It's basically Inman's to lose.
We can't say that. 24 minutes to go. You know, he could get 1 million seconds worth of penalties around here if he looks at the curbs wrong. He gets very friendly with the exit curb of Tete Rouge there. Maybe he's paid off the stewards so that he can run that wide. But I've seen people go that wide before and get 5 seconds worth of penalties. So clearly Inman has worked out a magic trick there. Harlex, I think Trey's made his final pit stop. So he's dropped to the back of the field. But Kofi is now running up to Harlex's gearbox. How much fuel does Harlex have? Is he going to be pitting soon?
Harlex is not flashing red yet, but he will be pitting very, very soon.
Okay.
It could be this lap or it could be the next lap.
Alright, so
it could be this lap.
So Harlex probably going for a splash and dash to finish the race off. But yeah, Kofi a full pit stop ahead of Harlex ahead of him on track as we're seeing more P1s running up on this traffic. I wonder if Darth is gonna try and get them before the Michelin chicane. It's gonna be 3 wide momentarily, as Kofi also makes the move to the inside of Harlex. And I think Harlex gave up that one pretty easily. He knows that Kofi's just in a different race. Yeah, this is like a Sunday drive for Kofi. He's so dominant at the moment. Very impressive.
He's nearly a second up on. Oh, but don't forget that fast lap that he did was on the set of mediums. This could be a qualifying lap time here for Kofi at this rate. Here comes Ken, he's just passing better than them.
Well, if he gets some nice slipstream from Kevlaro to go with the slipstream that Harlex gave him, you know, he can be going potentially into the 54s here. Effectively qualifying trim. We know how good that vet is in the race. You can save fuel very well. and still run excellent lap times, just like you can in the Citroen. But yeah, Inman now really closing up on Steven. And I think it's just a matter of time.
This is where the soft tyres will come into play.
Well, you say that, but I think he's not gaining too much, and I think part of that is because the dirty air that Steven's throwing off is having an effect on Inman's grip through the corners. He's not able to carry as much speed as he would normally do. But yeah, Steven's going to have to pit, so even if Inman doesn't get the move done, he's in a strong position here.
Steven's less than 25% of fuel, so I reckon either he'll probably come into the pits and then he'll have to surrender the lead. He'll come out, it's still ahead of Darth. The gap between Steven and Darth is just over 30 seconds, so Steven's staying in that second place.
Well, you say that, but Darth is on the fresh soft tyres, and Steven's going to be on a set of mediums, so if Steven spends 20 seconds in the pits and Darth can really start to get the hammer down, I don't know. Darth may feel that second is within his grasp. Obviously, he needs to really, really get the hurry up. But that battle surely isn't over. Like, I think they're going to converge a little bit.
Wow.
What have you seen?
Kofi, 3:54.1. And that is 2 minutes quicker than his qualifying lap.
You know what? He'll be gutted because he's aiming for 53s now. He doesn't. The 54s that's yesterday's news. He wants more.
Really, mate.
Yeah, it's so impressive. It's the livery as well, though. Ritz crackers are just superb. Yeah, as we see, Trey Gamer makes a pit stop. But he already pitted quite recently, so I wonder. Yeah, he's going to change his tires, and Law making his final pit stop. Hallex.
He's gone on the softs.
Yeah, so he's now made his final pit stop, and Hallex, he's on soft tires, so this is a comfortable second place for Hallex if he can keep it on the road. He's got a 16-second gap to Trey. Inman, finally in the slipstream of Steven, can he close up before Indianapolis and make a move? He's half a second back. These cars, look how fast they're going. I think hitting 200 miles an hour at the moment.
210 now. Inman's nearly touching 220. Going in towards Indianapolis, the gap ever still coming down. 3.3931.
Look how much later he's able to brake for Indianapolis there. He closed up 2 seconds in the braking zone alone.
It's purple too. So this could be a lead change to now. Oh, Inman gets the rear. Oh, loosey-goosey off of Arnage.
Yeah.
Then with Steven now, and you can just see that Raven West Peugeot just
but I mean, the problem with Inman Scott is that he's not going to be able to get past. If he's purple, that's great, but is he going to be able to get past Steven through the Porsche curves here? I think Steven hit the wall a little bit. That must have scrubbed a bit of speed there. But you see that dirty air. It's just Inman. He gets 3/10 back, but that's it. The closer you get to the car ahead, the worse the dirty air is. The less grip you've got in those fast corners. As Steven makes his final pit stop, so yeah, he must have run out of fuel or something.
Well, it says 8%. So yeah, it was this time by what was that?
Or next time.
3:16.3. So not the fastest lap then for Inman. But now he's.
He'll go for fastest lap this time round. Sorry.
And now I'm just saying that Inman's got clean out now, and he will just shoot off into the distance. It's just a case of what Darth will do. Although Steven's gap to Darth was actually increasing 31 seconds now. Steven will come out safely in second place as Darth is just making his way. Oh, nearly loses it at the Ford chicane.
Yeah, so that's around about 15
seconds.
Yeah, and that's increasing, so that's probably around about 17 seconds. That's a healthy gap that Steven's got to Darth there. La Bomba, so I believe the gap from Darth to Kevlara was around 7 seconds. La Bomba is 15 seconds behind Reno and 8 seconds ahead of Techno guy, yeah. So Kevlar has a 21-second gap to Reno. So we're seeing the LMP ones have spread out quite a bit from each other. So it looks like, unless something, with 17 minutes left to run, I think.
Oh, Techno's lost it. Techno guy lost it. The Ford chicane, and also had the penalty too. That'll probably be like his 17th penalty of the race. There's a replay. I think he just lost it all at the forward. So here we go. Let's see. Oh, he just
got the penalty before that.
Did he get on the power too early? Oh wow, the rear just stepped away.
Yeah, he must have. So he overshot into the forward chicane, went wide, tried to brake and change direction, and the back end was having none of it. So round she went, and yeah, that's going to compromise him. He lost around 10 seconds to La Bomba Negra through that. Well, not what he wanted whatsoever.
All the penalties too.
Oh, Techno.
That's a shame.
By the way, congratulations to Techno and Cro Magna on becoming council members. So yeah, like for everything they're doing for ARC at the moment, like fantastic stuff, like running so many events, and that Techno's been doing, and behind the scenes with Cro running the tables and spreadsheets. Yeah, I think Chile made a post on the notice board yesterday, but just to say on stream, like, thanks for the job you're doing, guys. Yeah, hopefully Techno can get back into a rhythm and avoid those penalties and have a cleaner race. Inman, like, I'm just watching his onboard at the moment, just beautiful lines through the Porsche curves as we come to the forward chicane. Very slow, but you want to cut the curb on the inside, get on the power as early as you can. Is this going to be purple from Inman?
Oh, 3:15.3. There we go. I'm just looking back to see what was his lap time. What was his lap time in qualifying? I think
it was a 16 flat, I think.
Oh yeah, it was a 16 flat. So he went 7 times quicker than his qualifying lap.
I mean, that's Inman for you. He's constantly raising the bar. I don't think he'll be too impressed by that lap. 15.3 is solid. I think I've seen Inman post that he did a 13.8 earlier this week, so we know how quick he is. And 27 seconds on Steven is just a massive gap. Steven is being caught by Darth though, so the gap we were talking about it being 16 seconds. It's now down to 6. Did Steven make a mistake on that last lap?
Well, that last lap was his out lap, but it was a 3:21, so I think he did. Because normally when guys do on their out laps, it would have been about roughly like a 3:12. So yeah, I think he has done a mistake somewhere. Reno's actually making his final pit stop, so I think that's his third pit stop, I reckon.
Yeah, so he just needed to fuel to make it to the end of the race. I think he's got 5 laps to go.
Yeah, but no, about 4 laps to go. So
4 or 5, yeah, probably more like 4. But that allows the bomber back past. So there's only 2.7 seconds. So okay, I guess previously the cars were a bit spread out. Reno picking up a penalty through the Dunlop chicane. It's not what you want on when you're just fresh out of the pits and you see a car ahead of you. And yeah, it's just using the curbs on the inside a bit too much. I don't understand that one, but there we go.
Yeah. I was just about to say it's the only closest battle on track now is La Bomba and Reno, but now he served that penalty and that gap's going to grow up to.
So, but how fresh are Reno's tyres?
Very fresh, still very fresh.
They're very fresh. So it's a 4-second gap. So all hope's not lost. We still have 4 laps. Potentially Reno 4 seconds. La Bomba, fresh tyres. I can see it happening. I would like to see it. Come on, Reno.
Yeah, so we've got about nearly coming down to 10 minutes to go. We've done 80 minutes on this race. There it is. A look at Reno running in that 6th position. 1 minute and 25 behind the leader, Inman. makes his way towards Michelin. Back out again, and the gap is just increasing. 4.6 seconds he has now.
He's going to be motoring, surely. Those soft tyres, they're going to get up to working temperature. I think that gap's going to come down quite soon, Savvy. And we saw Reno earlier in this race was making headway, you know, got up as high as third, I think, at one point. So, yeah, this is just a strategy, and I think that's a battle that's coming.
Inman's improved his fastest lap now, 3:15.1, so he's getting closer to the 3:14s, although he may bump up a little messy.
Yeah, he's pushing to the absolute limit. He has a 31-second gap on Steven, and he's still wringing the neck out of that Peugeot.
He doesn't need to push the car. He could just stop on the track, go find the porta toilet, and just pee, and then he'll still bleed.
I think there might be a Portaloo at one of the marshal's posts on the Molson Straight.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I wonder if that's ever happened, actually. I think usually at Le Mans the drivers piss themselves, though, don't they? If they need to go in the car.
Yeah. I remember a very famous story. I think it was, I can't remember, it was in MotoGP, I think, when Valentino Rossi won a race, and then the first thing he done was he got out and found the Portaloos and you know, did the toilet in there. Like, that was funny. That was genuinely funny. I can't remember what year it was exactly. I can't remember if it was like his 250cc days or was it actually a normal GP. I just can't remember. It was a really funny moment.
That can't have been a nice feeling for Rossi in that situation. But the gap from Steven to Darth is now down to 4.3 seconds. Steven ran a 19 on that last lap. Darth ran a 17. So closing 2 seconds on that last lap. The gap down to 4.2 seconds. Darth is coming.
He is coming. Yep, the AGC champ. He actually said it his fastest lap there. As you said, the fact is 17.1. So Darth is definitely coming with less than 10 minutes to go. 4 seconds and 10 minutes. It's definitely doable. You can just see that little speck just ahead. That is Steven, the green and black Peugeot. Kevlaro 17 seconds back. And,
but Darth's got a much better run than Steven on this lap out of the second chicane, and Darth closed its half a second just on the exit there alone, and now it's the gap under 4 seconds. Yeah, he's finding time everywhere. Now we run into Mulsanne corner on the power nice and early, and again, look, just the traction that he's got on those fresh tires is giving him the time over Steven. 3.4 now.
I think Darth is definitely in the zone. He's this is the 24th lap. You get into that like frame of mind where you just know where to brake and get back on the power and all that. And I think that's what Darth is doing right now. And you can see he's paying the dividends here because he is catching up to Steven in that second spot.
Yeah, he's really wringing the neck out of Indianapolis, and now through Arnage, the gap under 3 seconds. Wow. I want to see.
It's already about 1.2 seconds he's already gained on Steven, let alone on this lap.
Now let's see Darth through the Porsche curves, how much speed he's able to carry.
160 miles an hour through the first part. Flat out through here, a little lift off the throttle. Possibly go down a gear for this one. No, he stays in fifth gear. 140 miles an hour through there. Now into Maison Blanche. Took it all that in fifth gear. Now in the sixth, about 180 miles an hour. Just down to third gear for the Ford chicane. See that about 110 miles an hour. How fully committed and on the ragged edge as Darth is going around here. Now up back on the power. He's getting closer to the 16s now.
What was his last lap time? 17 flat. So Darth's getting quicker and quicker. I think he did a 17.3, then a 17.1, now a 17 flat. And compared to Steven, who's just hanging on in the 19s there, he's not fast enough. And this is not where you want traffic as well. He's getting really held up by law. He's going to be able to get passed through before Tete Rouge, but then Darth, if he gets a nice run, he'll be past law instantly. Cost him no time at all, and that is bad for Steven. Law now just over a second behind. Not Law. Darth.
The gap is slowly going up now, 1.3. So I think.
But that's because Darth kind of had to back out just to get past Law at the exit of Tete Rouge. Stephen got cost a lot more time through the S's.
But then Darth had to back out for Law.
Yeah, exactly.
Too much time on what Stephen did on Law going into the S's now.
And I'm just thinking, it's what, 3 laps to go? So 2.5 laps to go.
It's about 2 laps.
Yeah, two after this one. So is that going to be enough time for Darth? But the gap's only 1.3 seconds. Stephen gets out of shape.
Yeah, now this is a gift now for Darth. Here we go. Looking at the back there of Stephen. And now, here we go. Is this a position change? Darth to the outside, going on towards the most sound straight. And as he got the second place, shuts the door in Stephen's face and through into second goes Darth.
Wow, he had so much more speed. He was passed way before the braking zone and was able to just cover off any attempt from Stephen to keep the position there. And yeah, just a great move from Darth. Clinical. As we see a replay of Stephen going through the second chicane, getting a bit too hot, and then the track on the outside there, not enough grip, trying to get on the throttle, and
he understeered at the second part, and then got the power on early, and then the rear went away, and then that was all what it needed. Oh, and again, Stephen let the rear drift out to Arnage.
Yeah, luckily Stephen's got 25 seconds to Kevlaro behind him, so he can just take it easy to bring this car home. But obviously, he's not going to be happy seeing Darth come at him. We seeing early on this lap through Indianapolis, Darth just about holding position on Stephen, and now into the Porsche curves. They come up on Hallex. Darth getting it a little bit wrong, but that's. Now they're going through the Corvette corner, and Darth is able to just get him on the exit. This allows Stephen to come into the slipstream. Can Stephen make a look going into the final chicanes? No, Stephen backs out, and Darth's able to resume the racing line. Oh, Stephen!
Penalty now! 3-10 penalty!
Yeah, he just got in very hot, and yeah, he got a little bit more. So, I want to see a replay of Stephen firstly thinking about the move on Darth, then thinking out
penalty there.
He went onto the AstroTurf on the outside and picked up some dirt on his tires. That's probably why he ran wide into the braking zone of the Ford chicane.
I was just going to say about Kevlaro not that long ago. His last lap was a 28 seconds 7. He was nearly 9 seconds a lap slower than his previous last lap. His other lap, that last lap now they just come across was a 24.5. So let alone he's lost about 13 seconds as Gev on it to Stephen, and he's sideways. Those soft tyres have cried no more, and I think this possibly could be the last lap for him. Maybe as you're looking there at Hallex, they're sitting second in class, and you got to say for Hallex, he just couldn't cope with the pace of.
I think I don't know if the commentary's still up, but we're going through the order now. So Law in 4th place in class in the GR3, he's 24 seconds behind Trey. A little bit of a lonely race for him back there, unfortunately, but Le Mans such a long track. We have Kofi in the lead. He's 33 seconds ahead of Hallex. 33 seconds off Hallex. That's no mean feat whatsoever. So Kofi doing a fantastic job and just dominating this race with under 3 minutes left to go. Stephen, we saw him get very out of shape on that last lap, and he's now dropped off the back of Darth and Isla's almost 5 seconds off now. And Stephen will be, I think he'll be thinking of what could have been with 2 minutes to go. Yeah, but he does have a comfortable gap, and 3rd place, very solid result for Stephen. I doubt that will do. I doubt that will be too bad for his championship hopes.
the Bomber and Reno's gap has increased so much now. 11 seconds. It did seem it was roughly about 4 seconds, but now
yeah, I'm surprised by that because we saw Reno come out and put some fresh tires.
Reno did a 26-0 on that last lap, so he either made a mistake or had a penalty.
Well, so he lost 7 seconds. The gap was 4 seconds before that last lap. So clearly Reno with something, and completely dropped off the back of the Bomber. Techno guy only 9 seconds behind Reno, so in an hour and a half race, that's nothing. And Techno still with very good pace. This whole lobby showing, running quite similar pace, except for Inman up front, who's got a 44-second gap to Darth. He's got almost a minute.
As we are less than 90 seconds to go, so he's just leaving Tetra Rouge.
Yep, and he just set a 14.9, the fastest lap of the race, finally got into the 14s.
And he's flashing red as well, but I think he'll be good enough to finish the race there.
Yeah.
We've got 1 more minute to go until the end of the finale of the Flashback series. As Inman looks like he nearly sort of shortcut PlayStation in the first part.
Well, you always look like you're close to cutting it if you run the track limits to get maximum lap time, which Inman, I don't think I've seen Inman with many penalties this race.
No.
I think like maybe 1 or 2 in the opening laps, but since then he's been setting these sublime lap times and not picking up any penalties. I mean, that's the precision of the man, and what a margin he has over Darth, who to his credit has also driven an excellent race up in seconds there. But yeah, Inman and just ominous in that Peugeot, that Raven West Peugeot in the lead.
And here we go, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, the time is up. And I think Techno guy just got Reno on the line.
Whoa, we need a replay of that.
Techno just got him on the line.
A 1/10 of a second. So Techno did Reno run out of fuel? He must have run out of fuel.
No, he just slowed down to let Techno by. He didn't have a penalty, and he had fuel.
Oh, he had fuel. He didn't have a penalty. Did his wheel disconnect or something? Did he not fancy doing another lap? I don't know, but that's
Reno's just left the room. But anyway, I mean, he was classified in 7th place, and Techno guy finished in 6th. Law finished in last place, but I think that could be. I don't know. He'll still probably win the championship, considering he's had 4 finishes the last 3 races so far. But there you go. Here comes Inman towards the Porsche car. So the final time, 46 seconds. Then, what a this is what you call performance, and I think you could say he is definitely a candidate to win season 5, and he's going to take Alex all the way, or possibly yourself and anyone else here. But Inman is looking superb here, and here he goes, makes his way towards the Porsche chicane. Last time, it is a dominant display here.
It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, well done, and Inman, full credit.
Left and right, and wins the race there. Absolutely superlative drive from Inman. Next up, we will see is Darth, actually, and you can see the gap coming down now to 3.7 seconds, but it's still going to be good enough for Darth to get that 2nd spot. And the AJC champion.
Yeah, Darth's just nursing the car home now. He's done the hard work earlier, setting those consistent lap times to put the pressure on Steven, and brilliant from Darth. His first race in this championship, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
So he's come in and he's come in and he's shown, I'm the AJC champ. Don't forget me.
Here he comes, flashes the lights, gets 2nd place. Steven, disappointed being 3rd because he was sitting 1st and 2nd pretty much the entirety of the race.
Yeah, but Steven's an excellent championship. He won quite a few races, and I've been very impressed with Steven there. The next across the line will be Kevlara, followed by Kofi. Kevlara just getting past Kofi on the sort of quarterback corner.
And as you said there at the start of the stream, Kofi needed redemption, and this is how you do it. You beat for defending Season 4 champion by over 34 seconds. That's how you redeem yourself at Le Mans.
Wow.
There it goes. So
Wow.
off, and Kofi just demoralizes the GR3 field and wins it overall. Who's going to be?
It was Kofi time today, Savvy.
Oh, definitely. Here comes the bumper. He's the last of the LMP1 cars. He will finish in 5th place. What could have been if he didn't mess up, though, at the first lap? Now we just got to wait for Alex to come across the line. Making his way towards the Ford chicane for the last time, the 24th lap and all. And then we just got to wait for Trey, the SOS. Still very impressive there from Trey. Yes, Alex sideways across the line and finishes in 2nd place. And then we wait for Trey in the SLS. As I said, he will come across in 3rd overall.
I mean, that's a good effort from Trey in the SLS. It's a difficult car.
Everyone's had penalties there just to see.
Yeah. Congratulations to Kofi and Inman, our winners today. Just wow, imperious drives from the pair of them.
Yeah, that indeed it was there. I was trying to get a gulp in there. My apologies. Oops, excuse me. There it is. There's the burp. So there you go. That has been the Flashback series. I mean, I don't know who's won the championship because it's just confused me. But anyways, I think the next championship that we'll have will be Season 5, and I think this is probably. Oh, are we? Oh, we are still doing some endurances. My apologies.
Oh, so yeah. Watch the endurance channel because some stuff's happening.
Yeah, I did hear there was something about like a 4-hour endurance race, but I don't know if that's
by the way, to anybody who's watching, who's not seen any of our videos before, at Adrenaline Racing Community, we're on Discord, and we run championships and one-off races. And if you'd seen the racing today and you have Gran Turismo Sport and you'd like to get involved, join the link in the description. And we look forward to seeing you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And of course, if you like the racing, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Maybe it really helps us out, and hopefully gets us more races. We want to race against everybody.
We're trying to get up to about 400 subscribers, possibly. So that's our next target. Maybe 350, I think.
Yeah, I just remembered to like this video, so thanks, Kev.
Yes. But there you go. That has been the Flashback Championships. And anything you want to say then, Inman? Anything you want to say then?
Inman?
Yeah.
Well done to whoever wins the champs. I think we need to work that out the points tables over the next few days. Thank you so much to all the organizers. It's been great racing. Thanks to Savvy. It's actually been, it's been really fun commentating with you. And this is the first series that I've had the pleasure of, commentating pretty much fully on. I know that I did the endurance series with you during the summer, but I think this has felt a lot more. Yeah, I felt a lot more comfortable with you now. So I hope you feel, I don't know.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
So there we go. That has been it. I have been Savvy. You've been joined by the Rascal. Thanks again. And we will see you later.